what's happening here that's not happening anyplace else?
I mean, the competitive level starts at 4 years old.
Classic rivalry.
Hall of Fame type coaches, great personalities.
All three schools, though, they changed the game of college football.
Florida State Seminole, Miami Hurricanes,
Florida Gators.
You want to dominate your opponents and you want to get stoned, make sure that you roll up.
Yeah.
What's good, man? Bright and early for your boy. Just rolling up out the bed, crust out my eyes. I'll be honest, I think I forgot to brush my teeth. But I like to be transparent. I'll do that after the show, I guess. I'll be so discombobulated, bro. I'm like, oh, what's going on? It's time to do the show. Yeah, man. Sinuses ain't clear yet or nothing, man. But happy to be here. Talk a little Canes off-season football. This is my least favorite time of year. A whole bunch of who's.
No, it's been pretty copacetic up here. It was a cold weekend because it rained earlier, like Thursday. It was a real cold weekend. But other than that, it's starting to warm up. But now it's foggy as hell, so not so beautiful day in the Sunshine State today. But all as well, it's like 70 degrees, so not too bad. I've been, speaking of sinuses, Larry, I've been getting over and battling a little head cold myself. It's been kicking my ass a little bit, but we rocking and rolling, baby.
It's
Hey, hold on 1 second, bro. Hold on 1 second. Looking at the comments, people saying they can't hear you. Yeah.
they're not picking them up at all.
Yeah, I just got a text saying that, and then some people say you're not there at all, or they can't see you. What the hell?
What about, is it just him?
Yeah.
Dang nabbit.
Yeah, I just got a text saying they can't see or hear you.
This is humbug.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, we was flowing too.
Well, I mean, yeah, but if they ain't hearing none of it, it's no good.
Yeah, Bragg say you're not there either in the comments.
Hey, start the link over. Give us a fresh link or something, bro.
Yeah.
Something's off. I mean, I'm here. Clearly, we all see me.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, so yeah, start it over, bro. Did you end it, Bragg?
Yeah. Well, shit. Hold up. Not D-Rod just text me saying, "No, we good now." I don't know what the hell just happened, but everything seems pretty good.
Everything good, and this app is wow. Let me start my ad read over, bro.
Yeah, let's do that. My bad.
I want to make sure at least I get my ad read in, man. We're sorry for any technical difficulties. It's definitely not on us. As you can see, I am here. I don't know what's going on our technology side, and we'll get that all figured out. It's something new every day or every week. But shout out to the great folks at takeavaycay.com. Visit them folks, man. If you're into THC, y'all part of the roll-up. I know a lot of people are part of the culture of cannabis. They have death to 8 THC that's illegally delivered to your mailbox, man. You don't have to worry about the jump out boys or anybody running up on you. They have gummies, 4 different flavors: watermelon, blue raspberry, kiwi, and pomegranate. They also have vapes in 4 different flavors: Blue Dream, Cherry Pie, Bubblegum OG, and Straw Nana. And also an unwind gummy if you're not into THC or anything that'll make you fail a drug test. The unwind sleepy gummy has CBD, CBN, melatonin, lemon balm, and ashwagandha in it. All natural vitamins and botanicals. Everything's safe, enjoyable, and a healthy experience is what Take a VayCay try to pride themselves on. Visit them folks. Use coupon code ROLLUP for 10% off. Hold us down a little bit.
Yeah, we just had a conversation with Taylor about the sleep gummies and and the effectiveness of the sleep gummies. Said had a loved one take one, like I think it was like 2 a.m. or something like that. They didn't wake up about 3 o'clock the next morning. So
Big mistake.
Right. So take them wisely. Take them a little earlier. Take them a little earlier for sure. But but yeah, definitely good stuff with VayCay, man. No lie.
I know they're young because they wasn't sleepy at 2 a.m.
Right.
I'm already sleep. Well, I'm at work, but I'm sleepy for sure.
I do want to acknowledge Dr. Martin Luther King. We're recording on a Wednesday and didn't get a chance to last show. So I do want to acknowledge him and everything about his legacy and who he meant for our culture and also the world. It's not just for us. He meant a lot when it pertains to civil rights around the world, and people travel miles and miles away to, reap the benefits of what he sacrificed and what our ancestors sacrificed for. So one time for Dr. Martin Luther King, man.
No doubt, man. Let me get a tomahawk chop out y'all people, man. You feel me? Never forget.
Never forget. Boy, they was on me about that, man. I had a Confederate flag Gator helmets in my mentions from Florida State fans. It was at my throat.
That's the weird shit about Big Three fan of it. They try to defend any and everything that applies to school. Sometimes let it ride, man. We got
sometimes you just took the L, man.
We got to take that L. Man. That was an egregious move by our graphic staff, and that shit gonna live forever, man. So just let it ride, man.
Yeah. We got a special guest today. Who we got hanging out with us today, CJ?
Yeah, we got Dontavious Jackson hanging out with us, former FSU linebacker from the Houston area, 4-star recruit. Got some interesting takes. I know, and it's crazy because Dontavious, he was a part of the end of the Jimbo regime, and it was part of the Willie Taggart regime too. So I'm real interested to see what he has to say about everything, how it shook out on both sides, and just the current state of the program and things like that. And also he has some things cooking for FSU fans that he wants to talk about as well.
That's what's up. For everybody that watched NFL this weekend, one time for my Jags, man. Duval.
That was a crazy game, man. Crazy game.
What a game, bruh.
Yeah, 2 teams in the playoffs. One had to go home. Niners did their thing. Took care of them Seagulls. We on to the next. See y'all Cowboys this week. Welcome to the Bay, baby.
That's going to be a good one. That's like the classic 90s, the 49ers and Cowboys.
But nice gas whooping out they finna get.
Man, I passed out, bro. I was watching the game and shit got weird, man. Started watching the game at a bar, and when that shit started getting ugly, I said, all right, let me gather my shit and get up out of here, man. It's time to go home. I get to the crib, and we start the second half, abysmal as well. I popped me 2 gummies, out of there. I woke up at 3 a.m, confused as hell. My notifications was through the roof. I had a missed call from my brother. Had a missed call from my uncle. I'm like, man, why all these Jag fans and people calling me? I look at my phone. First thing I see is my man Darian from Chill Takes. He said, man, Unc gonna wake up from this cushion nap and be happy as fuck. Man, I had to rewatch the game at 3 a.m. What a comeback. Asante Samuel was in his bag. I ain't gonna lie though. He was causing hell for a little minute.
We had 3?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's a pest.
That boy was getting all.
So yeah, I think Sunshine had 4 interceptions. Then he turned around and had like 4 touchdowns, man. So just in just the maturation of him, I know it's his second year and stuff like that. I think he's starting to come into his own and starting to become.
That motherfucker don't blink, CJ.
He don't. That's the thing. He's been like that since. Cause y'all, I got Clemson ties or whatever. So I've been fucking with Trevor for a long time. And when the Jags drafted him, not even just from Clemson itself, like he was just a different type of dude. So when the Jags drafted him, I'm like, okay, yeah, I think this could be the guy that can, bring some good things to Duval and things like that. Just got to get rid of Urban Meyer. And sure enough, they got an actual head coach, and you see the output. I really think the future is definitely bright for the Jazz, man. Trevor, y'all got one in Trevor, man, for sure.
Yeah, we got our guy quarterback. It was good to see that come back, man. We got one more week, play the Chiefs. We'll see where we at with it. We got a big show on the way. Dontavious to be here in a little bit, but
He's already in. We can bring him in.
let's hang out.
You ready? All right, cool.
Yeah.
We'll get into the shenanigans of Florida recruiting with Jay and Rashada, and also Miami shenanigans with Kermani McCray.
Colorado shenanigans.
Oh, Colorado. My bad. Disrespectful of you, man.
My phone, like, when I start talking.
DJ, what's good?
What's the word with y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Not much,
Good,
man.
good.
We got Dontavious Jackson, former FSU linebacker, checking in with us. Man, let's hang out a little bit, bro. A lot of people want to hear what you got to say in regards to, how things turned out at FSU and just your opinion on situations. But let's take it back a little bit to your recruiting days, man. You're a highly recruited player, man, 4-star linebacker, blue chip linebacker. Let's just talk about that process a little bit and some of the top schools you were looking at, and how you kind of weeded through the recruiting process.
The recruiting process, it was probably the funnest process for me. But it came down to Florida State, Texas, and Alabama. I kind of figured I wasn't gonna go to Texas because I didn't want to deal with the coaching change problem, because I knew Charlie Strong was gonna eventually get up out of there. And Tim Brewster was my head recruiter, so when he on you, he on you. He was on my ass. So, what I'm saying, I felt the love with Florida State. And once I, took my official visit, I went to the Miami game when Dalvin went crazy in 2016.
I mean, just pick your pause with that. I mean, he went crazy just about every year against them boys, man.
Man, but that year,
that was the hamstring year, right?
Yeah, every time he broke, the stands shaking. I'm like, oh yeah, this for me right here. I got chills going through my body. So that really just set it off, just the visits, and then how strong Florida State was recruiting me. That set them apart from Alabama, honestly.
So back then, though, Brew had he had a reputation of being a relentless recruiter. Whatnot. Let's talk about Tim Brewster and at that point in time, how he was as being a recruiter.
Man, Tim Brewster, master finesser, master talk.
And I like that. I like that word.
Yeah. Hey, if he wasn't the coach, the man would be a pimp or something. The man could talk. Talk game strong. For real. Like
I just seen him in a Colorado video, man. I was just like, he's still selling that shit, man. I see him out here.
And he gonna get a motherfucker ready to run through a wall. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he had some juices going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had already had Pop committed. And, Pop is my right hand man. I said Upshur. And so he had him and Levante on me. So it wasn't only him. It was him and Levante. And, they were kind of. I ain't gonna say kind of. They were on my ass. We at the opening, the Under Armour game. So it was kind of like coming from every aspect. I was like, I got my homies they already committed. And then, I got this coach. He's showing me he really want me. So I was like, I feel like this is home. I can come in and make an immediate impact, and that's what I was trying to do.
So how in this tough, especially being a Texas kid, how tough was it for you to leave the state of Texas? And how big is the pressure, Longhorn pressure within the state to go to, the University of Texas or Texas A&M?
Honestly, it was tough until it was actually time to leave, because Texas pushed hard. Even that morning of signing day, I was literally ignoring phone calls from them because I knew it. I knew who I was signing to. I just didn't want to tell them, hey, I'm going with that. It was so a lot of people, back home, they didn't want me to go that far because they wanted to come see me play, or they felt like I would do better at Texas, or keep the best Texas kids in Texas. But I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking long term. And I felt like Florida State was the place I could do that. And Texas and Texas A&M, the state that they were at, it just wasn't what I was looking for.
What was real quick? What was while we here? Charlie Strong is still a guy. He's at Miami right now. He's coached at University of Florida, so he's a guy that's around the big three. What was his recruiting pitch like? What was his recruiting pitch to you like for Texas?
Basically, coming in, he had the 5 ready for me. He came in and let me know, that they needed impact players immediately at, say at the linebacker position, which let me know I could come in and play. I had already looked at the roster and I knew I could come in and play. And then just being about being comfortable. He was pitching that, you go somewhere else, you're gonna be uncomfortable, you're gonna be homesick, etc. But I'm a pretty mature dude, so I really didn't feel like I was scared to leave the state. I got a little homesick once I got there for a little bit, but you get over it.
Right.
Especially when you're in Tallahassee.
So, Brew, you're right, especially in Tally, right? There's a lot of stuff that definitely ease your mind a little bit about being far from home.
They match them Texas cheeks.
Yeah. They say everything bigger in Texas. Tally might have something to say about that, right?
Hey,
Tally right at home.
Man. We got FAMU right there. Look, hey, I have my times.
So talk about your official visit. I know Jimbo kind of set it up for you pretty decent, right?
Yeah, my official visit, my host was Dalvin and Jalen. So
that's all you needed right there, then, man.
Yeah, it was over after that. After the Miami game, they took me to Champions Hall. That was my first time actually seeing it. I'm like, damn, this is where we stay when we come in. That had me going off rip. Cause that was one of my things going in, man. I didn't want to stay in the dorm. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to. That was one of my biggest things in recruitment. I don't know why I just didn't want to stay in the dorm, bro. So I took me to Champions Hall. Then we went out. And yeah, after that official, I knew it was over with after that. Cause I took all 5 of my officials and they were all lit. But after that official with Dalvin and Jalen, I said, oh yeah.
The city was crazy then. What was your 5?
My 5 was UCLA, Michigan, Alabama, Florida, and Florida State, of course.
Man, beautiful 5.
That's a solid 5.
Man, I'm gonna say this too. I only took the Florida official because they offered my brother, and they were talking about offering my teammate. So I told them, look, the only way I'm gonna go there is if y'all offer all 3 of us, and we come as a package. But they ended up never offering my 3rd teammate, so we ended up not going.
I feel that we'll offer anybody back then. We offered Trey Sanders' brother.
I remember that.
Got him on campus and all, man. Had me lying about Trey Sanders' brother.
Hey, I remember that.
I like how you held him at gunpoint, though.
Yeah,
but they ain't flinch.
That.
They
held strong with that.
We'll give you 1.
We'll give you 1, but 2, I don't know about 2.
You're pushing it now, bro.
Hey, but so speaking of Jimbo, a lot of people talk about Jimbo as being a recruiter. So Brew kind of opened the door a little bit. I guess Jimbo came in and closed it. How was Jimbo down the stretch in recruiting? I know people say he's a relentless recruiter. Excuse me. Talk about him and his pitch to you that kind of got you to swing to Florida State as well.
Honestly, Jimbo's push kind of like sealed it. So I announced on National Signing Day, which was a Wednesday, and that Monday night I was trying to make a decision with my family. Like we went out to dinner and all that. And I remember I actually chose Alabama at the dinner table. At that same dinner table, Jimbo calls me. And we have a 2-hour conversation. And he's basically telling me everything I can do at Alabama, I can do at Florida State, but I can do it my way. I can do it how I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I was big on that because, when I was coming out, everybody, you go to Alabama, you're going to be a robot, it's a system, and, all that. But I was just thinking about playing at a big school that, that's top ranked, so where I can make plays on a good team, be a contributor. So, he was telling me everything I wanted to hear. We stayed on the phone for about 2 hours. We ended up not leaving the restaurant until about 1 in the morning. And then I basically silently committed that night. And then I announced Wednesday morning.
Yeah, that's a good closing story. That's what's up. So let's fast forward a little bit. You get to FSU. Was it a culture shock coming from the high school ranks to the college ranks? Just the adjustment, because in high school you're the man. 4-star, 5-star, big time guy on campus. At FSU, everybody's 4 stars, everybody's 5 stars, and they were big time guys on campus as well. So was that a big adjustment for you? Going from the high school ranks to the college ranks?
It was. At first, the workouts, getting adjusted to summer workouts and spring training. It's a difference between that and high school. So like, just that as far as the the competition wise, it was football. It was. In high school you played a couple dogs. I just felt like it was more dogs. So I just had to step my game up. So
what was the D recruitment What was the de-recruitment process like? When you realized that the recruit, because I know they're gonna lie to you a little bit and put some icing on it a little bit, and they lay it on thick recruiting you. But when you get there and you start vibing a little bit, you start seeing the real Jimbo come out. What was that moment for you like? When was it?
It happened my first camp. I'm not even gonna lie. One of my first fall camp practices. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I did something. We were thudding, and I think I knocked somebody to the ground. And Jimbo, he know it. I knocked Dalvin to the ground one day. I got kicked out of practice that day. but I knocked somebody to the ground, and we were supposed to be thudding. And Jimbo, he know where everybody from. So whenever you fuck up on the field, that's chicken shit. I seen your ass back to Houston. He kind of like, you know what I'm saying, snapped on me in front of the whole team. It was a whole little thing. Everybody laughing in the meetings the day after, but that was kind of like my welcome to college moment as far as coaching. Because I didn't have some welcome to college moments on the field. But
give me a welcome to college moment on the field, man. Because I know that's pretty much what we get a lot of these former players only talk about the battles and stuff and playing against these great players on practice because Florida, Miami, FSU, it's great guys on both sides and it's a lot of battles within those practices and things like that. So give me your welcome to college moment on the actual football field.
I got two for you actually. I got one in coverage and one engaging with one of our linemen. So one of our fullbacks. Excuse me. So the first thing I was covering Dow, we was doing one-on-ones, man. I was covering Dow. He ran it was out and up, but I didn't get up. I'm looking at I'm playing out. I look back. I think I'm finna, I think I got me an interception. I turn around, bro, in the end zone with the ball. I don't know how he got there that fast. Man, the motherfucker's so fast, man. I said, God damn. But then my next situation, I had to meet Freddie Stevenson in the hole.
Yeah.
My first time meeting him in the hole, I was a little dizzy. I had to, come tell myself, okay, you're gonna have to bring this shit with this motherfucker every time. Man, Freddie gonna drop that bucket, man. I'm telling you, Freddie gonna drop that bucket. But that was definitely the coverage play. You can live with that. But Freddie, yeah, that was for sure.
That's a little different,
young buck. Yeah, for sure.
Extra time in the weight room, huh?
Right.
Yeah, I definitely had to hit the weight room after that one. I felt a little insecure.
Would you want to look at the chart? How much you weigh?
Right.
Yeah,
ain't no way.
They had to tell me he used to play linebacker. I didn't know that when I first got there. So I was like, okay.
He got some of that attitude.
Like that.
I mean, most fullbacks on the team
in
high school, in ball, like when you play both ways in high school, most fullbacks play a linebacker, or linebackers play a fullback. It's not kind of the same shit.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing is I play receiver and linebacker, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People don't know that, but yeah, I play receiver and linebacker.
So let's talk about the end of Jimbo, man. Like just tell me how that whole situation went down within that 2017 season, because a lot of people hit the backstories and stuff. Just talking to some recruits for that class, like Asante Samuel, he was pretty much saying that I ain't hear from FSU. He signed in December. I haven't heard from FSU in like August, things like that. So just talk about the signs within that locker room. Did you guys get a feeling he was going to be leaving, or how did that whole situation play out in 2017 with Jimbo Fisher in the Texas A&M situation?
Y'all know me. I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000, all the way raw. After Francois got hurt against Alabama, he was coaching with one foot in, one foot out the whole time. I guess they were constructing the contract. We caught the vibe though. And we actually brought it up to him as a team, and he
doing a team meeting.
Yeah, we brought it up to him as a team. Like we asked him, like, bro, is you leaving or not? You know what I'm saying? We asked him straight up, and he was like, basically discredited the rumors. He was like, if I was gonna leave, I'd tell you guys first, and all that, blah blah blah. The next day, we literally, I'm talking about before meetings, before practice, we get an ESPN notification.
Y'all seen the Christmas tree?
Jimbo Fisher signed a $75 million contract, 10 years, going to Texas A&M. Then we get a team message. Team meeting message. I said, fuck that meeting, man. I'm not even gonna excuse my language. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't go to the final meeting. But we during the season, you can kind of see he stopped recruiting. You can feel like I can feel the difference between how he treated and recruiting my freshman year and my sophomore year. My freshman year, even though he was still more worried about the team. He was gonna go do what he needed to do recruiting wise. That 2017 year, it was over. He knew he wasn't coming back. So once Francois got hurt, and he knew we couldn't have the season we should have, he stopped coaching with maximum effort. And I can say that with my full chest. And I ain't gonna say stab us back because shit, it's $75 million. But keep it, you know what I'm saying? Be honest with us.
Like
be honest with us.
But I still think he stabbed you on the back at the same fucking time though. We talking about August to damn December, right? Like that's a whole. That's a quarter of a fucking year where you getting paid by FSU to where so
do your job.
Right. Do your job to the end. I mean, I can respect that, but you half-assed the whole fucking season.
Yeah. I just watched Dan Mullen do it last year. Like just pretty much try to lose games.
Back it up.
Yeah, like it's wild.
Yeah, it happens. I watched Harbaugh do it for the 49ers. Yeah, you're right. They'll pack it up, man. Like, all right, I know I'm going. He knew he was going to Michigan, so whatever.
When they know, and these deals, they don't just pop up. They be talking about these deals for months.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So like we already knew it. So as soon as the announcement came, we like, bro, this man been plotting on this the whole season. You know what I'm saying? like and we start adding stuff up. That's why he ain't care once McCall missed that workout and when he really would have got on the whole team ass, the whole position group ass, he just was being so nonchalant with stuff,
What's that feeling like though? Like on some real shit, because I know like this guy preached in the recruiting process of like how much he care about you and all that, and to see as a young man, you like 19, 20 years old, and to start seeing like, man, this guy really just about business. There's a feeling, emotions come from that. What does that feel like?
Honestly, I was very upset. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like at the time, I was thinking about transferring out, not because I didn't love my school, but because of the way I didn't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's literally one of the reasons I cut Texas out. I didn't want to deal with the coach change. Like I wanted to come in and play under one coaching staff.
Right.
That was like, regardless of where I went, that was my goal, just to play under one coaching staff. So
what a mature requirement, you know what I'm saying, or shit to like base your recruitment off. Everybody base it off so much bullshit, but just continuity is very key to getting developed, bro. So I think that was a very mature thing to stand on in recruiting.
And before we get into the Taggart years, that's why I was always so angry my last 2 years. So we'll get into that later.
We'll do that to I couldn't imagine being a Florida State fan during them years. Man, especially after you had to lie for them, as the fans. They had to lie for them.
Like shit too. Oh my God.
So, anyway, go ahead. We'll get there.
As one of the players, man, look, bro, trust me, we felt y'all pain times 10 because we know what we was capable of. We know the roster we had. And now, it's like, now look at people from that roster. Anthony Grant in Nebraska going crazy. Caleb LeBourne. Marshall going crazy. DJ Matthews. Indiana had a great season. Cyrus Fagan. Corey Durden, and the list goes on. We had so much talent on that roster. It's just they didn't know what they were doing with it.
So let's talk about that a little bit. So you go from Jimbo to Taggart. Let's talk about the initial feelings in regards to that Taggart hire and how things transpire with that. How the things transpire going from Jimbo Fisher to Willie Taggart within that first year, and what good things did he do at FSU for you guys that you guys thought were going to be good, because everyone because everyone feel like Jimbo was just too tough and no fun zone, didn't let you guys be on social media, this, that, and other. And looking back on it, some of that stuff, it looks like he was in the right of it, but they kind of go from that to Willie to the Willie freelance, like, hey, you guys, the players type of coach. How was that?
It was a lot of bad, but it was some good. Some good, I would say, because Willie is not a bad dude. Like even though it may seem like sometimes I have some animosity towards him, Willie is a great guy. We had a great relationship, as far as men. When it came to football practice, I just don't feel like we'll run through a set of plays or a script, and we won't none of the plays will be right, but we'll be going to the next period. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of redoing it.
Yeah, instead of doing this shit till it's right, instead of doing this shit till everybody knows their assignment, he just running through the practice. He just running through the script. With Jimbo, a motherfucker run a route 2 yards too deep, he liable to start this whole motherfucking practice over. Literally from stretch, make us go back in the locker room and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just the difference. It was the accountability fell back, way back, and that's what we kind of like. We as players, we kind of like felt like we had like I ain't gonna say a shell, but we were kind of like like coach us. Especially after we were going out with putting some bad tape on film.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna put that all on the coach, but you practice. I mean, you play how you practice. And what you practice is how you gonna play. So and how you gonna coach also. So I mean, the fun in it was we got music at practice. That was enjoyable. But now that in hindsight, I feel like we shouldn't have did that. because we couldn't hear shit whenever somebody did try to correct it, we couldn't hear shit. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody in the corner dancing to the song, not paying attention. Now we got to repeat ourselves. Now somebody else not paying attention. It just too much.
I love this because this is exactly how we pictured it. Like, it's good to get this insight. Because, like, I would draw these cartoons in my head where it would be like somebody just over there, saying, "Why not?"
So you got like the whole picture of everybody dancing. You see Landon Dickerson just look over and then shake his head and kind of
what the fuck I signed up for? Dickerson went on the hoop as well.
Yeah, he went to Alabama, started, won the natty.
Hell, then even that first year, we talk about those other people. You got to throw in Brian Burns, who's a fucking all-pro, Cam Makers, running back. So it was a lot of time. Then French, I think Frenchie too. He was still not as mobile within as far as how he was that previous year due to knee injury, but his arm was still alive and he could still do things as a quarterback, I believe.
Right, for sure. We had so much talent on that team, man. And what did we end up doing that year?
5-7.
5-7.
5-7. Yeah.
Yeah, we broke the bowl streak that year, man. That hurt. Being a part of the team, the end the bowl streak, that hurt, and that's why I took it so personal, and that's where the collision came my senior year with the coaching staff. That's when I started voicing how I felt, and that's what kind of it messed me over in the long end as far as in the long game as far as what they were saying to scouts or what they were saying to people. But I'm gonna be me regardless, no matter where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
So what were those conversations like, and what were you voicing your issues about?
You want me to keep it all the way a buck with you, bro? I had no linebacker coach.
Hold up. Let's back up a little bit, cause let's back up a little bit. Raymond Woody was supposed to be the linebacker coach, right? Then, so what? Yeah, let's talk, so speak on that a little bit. And then we have Jim Levitt too. He was off field, correct?
He came for like 2 weeks.
Okay, that was in the middle of the season too, I believe. Yeah,
I loved when he came. I was so grateful when he came. Listen to me, crazy. And this is no shade. And I told this man this to his face, so I'm not talking about him. I know more football than Raymond Woody. I used to hold linebacker meetings at my house so we can watch film and get through film. You can ask D-Lo, who's still on the roster now. Amari Gaynor. I used to host linebacker meetings at my house because we couldn't get through film with brothers. Like, it was that bad. Damn. Like, it was that bad. Like, linebackers, we didn't have a coach. Like, it was that bad. Like,
so what's the chain of command in a situation like that? Do you approach Willie Taggart about that?
All the time. And that's when we start having.
But that was with the guy though.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah.
what me and Willie start having our butt ins. Because I'm going to Willie like, bro, we can't keep doing this. Like, we look like shit, and we not gonna get better if we not getting coached. Like, it don't matter how much talent in the room, and we had a shitload of talent in that room. You know, even though we weren't performing, like we had a shitload of talent in that room. Jalen Woodby, D-Lo, Amari, me, Leonard Warner, Emmett Rice. You know, we had all these guys, and they just weren't like. I never understood me and Emmett. Me and Emmett never played. Me and Emmett played one game on the field together, basically our whole career. Me and Emmett, there's no way me and Emmett shouldn't have been playing next to each other. It was just too much going on, and Willie couldn't take that coming from a player, you know. And that's when we started bumping heads. That's why towards the end of my senior year, after I broke my hand, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not coming back." I couldn't play for him no more, you know. Like that's why I didn't go to the bowl game. I was like, "Bro, I'm just ready to get out of here, bro." Because these guys, nothing against my school, it was all them. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so bad, man. I can't even. I'm gonna elaborate way more. You know, I got the podcast coming. You know, I want to bring you guys on just like you brought me guys on to y'all platform. But I'm gonna break it down so much more, man. It was very bad, man. It was very bad.
So you seem like like you say, you came in level-headed, real mature guy, but I gotta imagine there's got to be some resentment for how that whole situation played out. I mean, going from a coach with 1 foot in, 1 foot out to a coach who's completely just unprepared and lost out there. So kind of how did you cope with that? Being a guy that had a high ceiling, and then going through that experience, possibly, railroading your trajectory.
Of course, at first, I kind of, it set me back a little bit. I went through a little depression. I went through a lot of things, because, me coming up, all I was thinking was NFL, once I started blowing up. So once everything kind of went the way it did, I was kind of stuck for a little bit, but I had to get over and find my purpose. And basically, now I feel like my purpose is to help kids coming out like me who didn't have guidance, who didn't have someone to tell them, hey, you should do this if this happens, because this will help you in the long run. Just stuff like that, letting these kids know how to move while they're in school, and what when the coach says something, what it really means, like what the underlying meaning means, and stuff like that. Because I want to use my story to basically help kids never make the mistakes I did or have to go through what I did. Because there's so many kids. It's a lot of kids. It's a lot of people that was in my same position. They were very talented, had decent college careers, and didn't get to fulfill their life dream. You know what I'm saying?
How would the transfer portal? Because now these kids, it's some kids that have been in like 4 or 5 different schools, and some of them are doing all right. They just keep changing situations. Some of them aren't doing good, but there are some that have productive years and have been at like 3 or 4 schools. What would you have been the guy that participated in that? Had Jimbo left for during your time? Rules are a little different now.
Honestly,
yeah, because back then you'd have got that get out of jail free card that you wouldn't have to sit that 1 year.
Got to play immediately. So, I honestly thought about it. Like I was thinking about transferring after Jimbo left, but I love my school so much, man, and I love my teammates, and that was really what made me stay. Like me and Taggart had a talk, and before everything got started, he had us going. He had us believing in it. I'm not gonna lie to you. We had that first team meeting and shit. We thought we was gonna go 12-0. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, after we had that, I was like, I'm gonna stay. Like this is my school. I'm nobody to the death. I got it tatted before I was on campus. So like I was like, I'm not finna leave. I feel like if these coaches can do the same thing or at least somewhere near, So I'm like, I just stay. I'm gonna stay. But at one point, I was thinking about transfer.
So we go from Taggart, and then we got the current state of FSU program, Mike Norvell. I'm seeing your takes on the timeline about the program and kind of seeing these guys buy in. What is it like for you? Because you you've seen where that program wasn't bought in at all, and not believing in something, and then to kind of see that change in a couple of years. Just talk about the state of the program, your thoughts on Mike Norvell and the FSU staff currently.
I don't know everyone on the staff too well, but Mike, I see what he's doing, and I love it. I actually love it. I'm not just saying this because they're winning now, and like you can see the culture shift. You can see the family coming back, the family oriented basically stuff coming back, like the selflessness. You know, at first it was all for self, like people were playing for self. Now dudes out there doing their assignment, dudes out there playing ball, dudes out there not worried about making every play because they know they got their man doing his job next to them. Dudes actually believe in the system. They believe in their strength program. They believe in what the coaches are telling them at practice and during the game and at halftime. That's the difference in the buy-in. Like when kids buy in and they believe and they'll run through that wall for you, you can take them to the sky. And that's why I'm so happy Mike is turning it around. He changed the culture. He made these guys buy in. And it's not you can do it without shutting down social media, even though I like Jimbo's philosophy. But the way Mike's doing it, I love it, man. Like I don't have any anything to discredit him, anything to say to discredit him, because I feel like he's doing what he needs to do, especially at the state we were in, at the state we were at, with Florida State. We were low, and I don't think we ever been that low. So I love what he's doing. He changed. 10-win season, first time since my freshman year.
That's crazy to think about it.
I can't do no complaining.
So DJ, let's talk about you got your upcoming podcast that you're coming out with, man. Let's talk about it a little bit and give the people some more information on it.
So my podcast, I'm gonna pop it off with introducing me, letting the world know who I am, and telling my story. And then I'm gonna bring on, I'm gonna start bringing on guests and letting them tell their story. Like DeAndre Francois, a lot of people want to hear about his story and what actually happened and what was going on, because it was such a mess in Tallahassee when all that was going on, and there was so many lies spiraling around.
That's real. A lot of people definitely want to hear that story, especially with whatever going on with him and his girlfriend and things like that.
Yeah, towards the end, right.
Yeah, and definitely now that he's back on the scene, he's in the XFL. I'm happy for my boy. So I'm gonna bring Francois on. I got a lot of guests lined up. It's not just gonna be about sports. I'm gonna be talking about music. I'm gonna be talking about real world situations. I got artists coming on. NFL players, NFL guests, like my guy D-Ham, the safety from the Bills. I'm gonna get him on for one of my episodes. I'm gonna branch off into a lot of things on this podcast. It's not just gonna be football, but it's gonna be about sport. I'm gonna talk about sports, but it's gonna be after I get my introduction out the way. I'm gonna talk about sports, but it's also gonna be kind of like not an outlet for news, but kind of like a platform for people to speak on everything and how they feel, and raw and uncut. Y'all know me, I don't give a damn. We're gonna be taking shots and all that. It's gonna be like club DJ.
Right.
Hey, real quick, I like to. I wanted to. I always forget to ask questions like this because I'm always curious. We go through coaches a lot too at University of Florida, but towards like the end of every regime, it's always that vibe of like the players versus the fans. And I know you guys had that vibe as well. What's that shit like, and where does it come from? Do you guys have like a players only meeting, or with the coaches that say, you know what, fuck the fans, or what is that energy like?
Fuck the fan meeting.
You see after the games, we'll see like the fans. He made a bad play or something. Just like y'all said, we see it. You know what I'm saying? Even though we wasn't supposed to be on social media, we see everything. The guys search their name and all that. So people like, I know me personally, and then like the guys I was around on the team at the time, we would take offense to that because we were like, we putting our body on the line for our school, for what I'm saying, which is you guys' school too. Like we trying to, do this for us. We're not just doing it for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a slap in the face. Like we can't, we trying. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we just going out there bullshitting every week. You know, and coaching matters. You know
I was about to say only it looks like that. You know, because
the coach.
It just look like that.
When you're not getting the coach how you supposed to, I'm telling you, and people don't understand that, and now they're seeing it all over the country. They see a bad coach team, you can tell. Coaching matters. I'm telling people that coaching matters. It don't matter how many 5 stars you got. It don't matter. And camaraderie matters too. The team has to be able to click. If the team doesn't click, y'all ain't gonna go nowhere. And that was the thing. Because honestly, the 2016 team was a natty team. If you want to keep it, if you want me to keep it all the way a buck with you, we just wasn't as close as we should have been.
That's the year Durham got hurt, right?
Yeah, if we was closer that year.
And I'm talking about that real quick because I think the sounds are kind of there as well, man. Because as far as just Jimbo kind of losing his shit, because if I'm not mistaken, after that North Carolina game, we had made the players sign effort notes or whatever that shit was.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second.
That was kind of because we were after that Ole Miss game, we were kind of feeling ourselves. You know, and we were feeling good. We were feeling like, shit, we just came back from 22 down on the SEC team. Who finna beat us? That's how we were feeling. So I'm not gonna lie, we had some bullshit practices. We had some and Jimbo let us, and that's the thing. That was the difference. Jimbo let us know, and we in a couple of practices he restarted them. I'm talking about from coming out of the locker room, re-stretching, all that from every period, starting over every period. So I feel like just the game. Excuse me, my bad. I'll be losing track. But the game, I mean, it just was different.
You should let the people know where they can follow you at, bro.
Well, follow me on Instagram, Dontavious Jackson, DONTAVIOUS Jackson. Follow me on Twitter, DJackV_. Follow the podcast page, man. Truth Be Told with DJ on Instagram. Twitter coming soon. YouTube link coming soon. Make sure you guys subscribe.
100.
One final question, brother. I would be remiss before we let you go, man. How did you feel about the book bag, man?
Great question.
You know, I know the fans didn't like it.
You wore it. I saw you wear it.
Yeah. You put it on. Put that shit on.
You put that shit on, bro. You saying that?
I mean, me honestly.
Did he show y'all that shit before he brought it to the team, or was it just like his idea?
Yeah, like we actually talked about it. Like, see, I'm a very nonchalant guy, especially when it comes to shit like that. So I didn't really
I get that vibe.
Put an input on it. Like I was just like, bro, I don't care.
Whatever, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be honest, if y'all want to really know who idea was, it was Brian Burns' idea.
Oh man!
Hey, not trying to throw my brother under the bus, but it was Brian Burns' idea.
Free Willie from the turnover satchel, man.
Yeah, man, we gotta holler at Brian, man. That's his idea.
He skated with that one. That's like one of the things.
He might not own up to it now.
He gonna flip it now.
I would say
that. After we found out everybody hated it, we was like, damn, we gotta think of something else.
Hey, DJ, keep elevating to your purpose, my dude. Appreciate you for hanging out with us, bro.
No problem. Appreciate y'all for having me, my man.
Most definitely, bro. It's a dope conversation, dog. Glad you got to tell your story.
All day. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Later, bro.
All
right. We're gonna kill him with this one. Everybody was like, "Boo!"
Hey, looking back at it, though, bro, it's crazy. I can see, just looking at who Burns is, who Burns is. Excuse me.
Hey, he thought that shit would fly.
Right. I can see him being on the forefront of that shit for sure.
I remember the first because I saw the turtle chain pop out. I was like, oh,
that bag was
crazy.
Nuts, man.
That was crazy. When I saw that bag, I was like, yo, that's crazy. One put a book bag on. And I get it. It just didn't translate quite
I
like
didn't
you
get it,
wanted it to.
I didn't get it.
I just thought it was Willie, and I'm glad we got to the bottom of it.
It was Burns.
Yeah, Willie need a break, man. Willie need a break. I mean, but the funny part is he was as guilty as we thought. Everything that was goofy, that's what it was.
Man. Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Shout out to the great folks. We're going to get to some Big Three talk, man. Shout out to the great folks at Alan Horne, State Farm Insurance. Be sure to give them a call for anything you want insured, man. Also, just a free quote. Just you want to just check the vibes and see what everything like price-wise. State Farm is a quality, not a bargain insurance. Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee, like a good neighbor, State Farm, man. Alan is customer service friendly. He's going to be the one to pick up the phone call and deal with you in any case. You lose that roof, you're not going to deal with some prompt or some computer. You're going to deal with Alan Horne, former Gator, former Yankee pitcher, and also a supporter of the Roll Up Network. 706-692-2888.
Yeah, quality, man. That means when you go to make your claim, bro, it ain't a whole bunch of hoopla, a whole bunch of trying not to pay the man. You know what I'm saying? That make a difference because I've been there. I've been on that other side of, they got every excuse not to give me my damn money. Man, give me my money, around. Man. Yeah, man, come on, man. I needs mine. I pay in, I needs mine back. So
that's what Rashada said.
That's what you're gonna get. That's what Rashada said. He ain't pay though. He ain't pay. Since you know what I'm saying, we into that a little bit.
He invested, put it that way.
Yeah. Invested a nice little flip.
Yeah.
I can we just start with the vibes a little bit, and then we'll get into our recruiting shit. We'll break the show up a little differently, so we ain't gotta go all robotic through my recruiting after this. Jaden Rashada, we talked about it last show. He didn't report to campus, and there was some NIL hang up when it pertains to the collective and also him contract wise. And last night, tweet went out that he's asked to be released from his national letter of intent. I thought everything was kind of when it first, because it was fairly new last show. So when it first hit, I was optimistic of it working out just from some things I heard behind the scene. But this is contract shit and a lot of money, a lot of numbers that's being thrown out there. And I've been saying it from a long time now. And these aren't just Jaden Rashada's numbers. If you on Spaces and you're in the right group chats, I'm pretty sure you've seen some ridiculous numbers. Or you may think they're okay, but in my world, I'm just like, ain't no way these kids that age are touching that type of money. We see it. Now, I just know what $13 million look like on a 19-year-old, bro. All you gotta do is look at the Migos in their prime. That's the type of shit you're gonna see. But he asked for his release. I didn't see as it played out. Once Wednesday passed, I didn't see a way. Not Wednesday. When was the last day he could have? I think it was
Thursday,
Friday, around that time. Once Friday passed and we got into Martin Luther King's weekend, I didn't foresee it like working out. In my mind, I was like, yo, we got to find a quarterback. Because just like I said last show as well, you can't survive not bringing a quarterback into this cycle. And it's still the same thing. They have an opportunity to possibly bring in somebody in this next window, unless somebody new jump into the portal within the next 24 hours. No interesting names. The only interesting name that was out there was Walker Howard, a guy that transferred from Louisiana, LSU. Billy was the first offer to him when he was at Louisiana Lafayette. The kid is from Lafayette, so there was some possible traction there. He flips from Louisiana, transfers to Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. So that's a guy that's out of the portal. That was a good person, a good body to have. A guy that had redshirted at LSU this year, still have 4 to play. Would have been pretty much a freshman you're bringing in. Good supplemental guy. Sam Hurd is in the portal. No contact from us. I don't know if there's any interest, but I do think they got to bring in. I know. The quarterback room right now is Max Brown, Jack Miller. Who am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh, and Graham Mertz.
All I know is gone. That's what I do know.
And Graham Mertz, man. So that's the vibes right now, bro. It's just not an ideal situation. I'll get into our recruiting a little bit later. What I think is going on, what we're seeing right now towards the tail end, I don't think it's a coincidence that you're seeing Miami and University of Florida, 2 teams with a lot of ego at the top of their NIL, close it out in this type of fashion. I think this is the correct way for this type of season to end for both programs. A lot of money and a lot of ego got us into the situation, I believe, with the numbers like $13 million, wherever it got up to. The ego between two men trying to recruit a quarterback. I don't even think it's down to the coaches. The coaches, Mario, Cristobal, and Billy Napier at home, poolside, drinking coladas and shit, vibing, and you got two guys with big egos and a lot of money trying to land quarterbacks.
Run it up, man.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at him running it up.
No, but those vibes is what I think you dealing with egos of 16, 17-year-old kids, bruh.
What? Well,
you know? I'm not gonna say, and I do want to clarify. I don't think Jay and Rashada's situation had anything to do with his ego per se. But when if I'm 16, 17, I'm watching two men argue over me about how much money they want to spend. I'm gonna sit back and fuel a little bit. I tell you that, just to run it up, like as you would say. But go ahead, bro.
And no, I was gonna say, and we have to, and I brought it up on the last show. We have to also consider these parents and their involvement and engagement in this, because his father was clearly at the forefront of his recruitment the entire time. And that's why I said on the last show, from the quotes I got from Jaden, I really think he wanted to land in Florida. So I like I said, we don't get the opportunity to really get in his ear and find out how he feels on the situation. I do wonder if he's like, well, X amount is enough, and I just want to go play ball at this point, and that's, like I said, a slight concern then. We'll see these situations play out more in the future.
If you don't make a mistake and put $13 million, I'm about to make you stand on that. The hell you talking about?
But what if he just say, "Hey, Dad, I want to be a Gator"? Can we do it at 8?
That's $13 million. Boy, you gonna shut your ass up?
Anybody else gonna give us 13?
No, but we can get the 13 in law in court. What are you talking about? And we go get a few million somewhere else. I'm just being like from
I don't know
like fuck the logos.
Yeah. And this is
I'll make you stand on that
for me, right? So I don't know what's legally binding that had already been signed. This is a new landscape. If it's 13 mil that they owe, we gotta get that regardless. Some kind of way.
I don't know if they get the whole 13 million or how the contract will lay out. But if there's
probably
some
over the
type
course
of bread,
UF.
Yeah, from my understanding, it's like a 13 over. But think about that, bro. I think these contracts got to be laid out.
That's still
it's nuts, bro. Like, are you insane? These contracts got to be laid out, incentivized on if you're a starter, if you hit certain stats, bowl games, records.
Supposed to be based
and they can't do pay for play, which is weird.
It's pay for play.
But all this shit based off your name, image, and likeness, right? Like
that shit's dead. And that's the thing, like all these national writers are like super criticizing like everything that's going on when it pertains to NIL and also with Jay Rashada, and then calling like saying, oh, like shout to Pate. I'm a big fan of Josh Pate. No criticism towards him, but his take on Florida and the boosters not participating money wise, bro. I think somebody need to come out and say just what it is. Players are negotiating for a salary. This is name, image, and likeness. You're supposed to be able to take your name, image, and likeness and partner with brands and companies to be able to make some money off yourself, not ask boosters who are not making any return on this dollar, hey, give me millions of dollars in a salary. That's a totally different conversation, and the landscape is different. And I think that conversation needs to be had, not just, hey, these guys are not throwing their money at a bunch of 16, 17-year-old kids. I tell you some shit right now. If I could be a billionaire, and if $13 million of my dollars is what y'all need to make Florida good, y'all gonna be in some trouble.
Florida State gonna be ass for a long time. You think DJ was pissed just then about them Willie Taggart? Then you boy asked me for some money. See
what about the Spanx lady? Spanx lady ain't with it.
Oh yeah, she ain't
about no football.
She ain't
football. I ain't get rich by no football. Y'all must go put Spanx on them jerseys.
Listen, bro,
they gonna be wearing Spanx for pants.
Right.
Overall opinion on the shenanigans and how it played out.
Now, this kind of what y'all say. I know I joke on the timeline and give Sunbelt a lot of hell, but when you look at it, I don't know, it's too much he could have done. Sunbelt. Yeah, Sunbelt. But I don't think it's too much he could have done personally to lock things up. Unless he paid him his own damn, paid him out his own damn pocket.
Ain't gonna happen. Right. I'll be damn.
So yeah, I think it's just when you get in these certain situations, man, a lot of stuff do become out of coach staff's hands, and it's just naming the game right now. But something I don't know. It's just
they're gonna regulate it in a minute.
Yeah, something got to shake.
They gotta put a fence on it. It's too wild. I think they just gotta like salary cap it. I just don't foresee if I'm a booster how I just throw my money at some athletes that could just be in the portal in 3-4 months. Like it's just a waste of money, and rich people don't get rich by just pissing their money out the window.
That's the main. That's what people like. That's what people fail to realize. And with these X amount of dollar deals, like these people didn't get to where they were, where they are. In life by just making dumbass decisions. They don't do that shit. Like people don't just move off. I got money. Let me just get
money. That 13 million. I'm gonna say, hey, that shit was fun on the timeline when the vibes was flowing. You know what I'm saying? But right now I gotta pay that shit.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Let me back up out of that bitch. Right. I ain't saying I ain't got it. I just ain't finna pay that shit. That's a lot of money.
My Ferrari. He ain't get to keep it. Took a picture next to it. I'm in it. I'm going.
Not more Ferraris, baby.
I'm where you want to be at.
Yeah, we'll. We're going, like you said, this is an evolving process. We're going to see more and more. I do think it'll get capped eventually. I bet, the old school bag man would be, I'd rather do that. I'd pay you in some installments that ain't on paperwork, man. I can't be having you on no paperwork. You done ran off on me. I'm going to run down on I got to get that back.
That's what NIL brought to it, like legitimizing it. Because so many people used to run off on those mysterious bags of no contract and then shit don't pan out. And them kids never get that bread. Now it's a contract. Like back in the day, Rashada was just been on our campus, bro, and he would just been trying to fight that shit out.
It'd have been fucked up. It'd have been a wrap.
Right. He's just been on campus. There would been no lawsuit and no lawyers to get involved. Like it ain't changed. Like schools have been lying to kids forever to get them on campus and be like, I got you. This is what we actually.
You ain't got me no 13 million. You ain't got for me. No.
But the handshake deals back then, but not that stuff on paper.
So what do you think's next for Rashada at this point? He's I guess supposed because we keep hearing stuff at this point.
Worry about me. I don't know.
Don't worry about the kid, man.
Hey, go be great, Rashada. Have a great career, great life. I hope all that works out. I'm trying to figure out my quarterback room, bro.
I got one.
I hope it works out for him.
I got one for you, man.
I don't know how I feel about Jake. I don't like.
You got to take him. If you want to come in, you just got to take him.
He's how is he different than Graham Mertz?
He might be taller. I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't know.
Highly touted guys, like 5-star caliber guys coming out of high school. Them haven't put up great film. Have the tools. Both had terrible offense coordinated offensive systems. Like I don't think there's more experience with Graham Mertz, but I do think Jake Garcia is going to be fine when he gets under actual OC that know what the hell they're doing. I don't think he's broken or anything. No troll, just real shit.
No, I feel you. That's cool. So I guess we'll pivot a little bit to the Kermani situation, since that's he's still listed as a commit to Miami. The 15th came and went. Absolutely nothing happened.
No, we got to talk about before the 15th. Trying to figure out if he was in Tampa or.
No. Before we were in Tampa, he's supposed to be in Lakeland.
Shit, we don't. I forgot
the blank trip.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, I didn't.
Y'all coaches waste y'all gas. Y'all coaches waste their gas like I waste my gas.
So yeah, that's exactly what I said.
So way the fuck out there like I did. Caravan style.
Yeah, they sent. It was a recruiting weekend, so they didn't send like everybody. That was exaggeration there, but they did send, I think, 2 to 3 defensive coaches to go link up with Kermani. To my understanding, that was to try to get them. See, and this is my thing too. I'm tired of trying to get somebody not to go somewhere. You know what? Man. You want to go? Take your ass. I'm not driving up there. I'm not driving here. Say, hey man, please don't go nowhere. That's not who I am. They pulled up.
But they doing a lot of shit they don't do. They singing happy birthdays. They
man. This is a disgusting word.
Yeah.
And of course his ego is going to be inflated out of this world. Yeah, you got Florida State singing happy birthday. They never even stood a chance. We sent 100 birthday cards. I think what y'all send a cake or something. It's just too much kissing ass. And it's just, and you throw money in there. Now, how are you going to bring this kid's egos back to earth? Very tough. And then so yeah, basically we rolled up to the school. A couple of coaches went up there, and hell, the coach didn't know he was at. You know, they got a new coach there. Then the coach contacts him and was like, "Hey man, he know where to be found." They're not answering phone calls. They ducked off. And now the writing's on the wall. Like everybody knew where he was at. He tried to put a fake location out there, like we don't know.
Hey, that was crazy, bro. And we pretty much just said this on the not the last show, but a previous show. Remember, I think it was Travis Hunter. He put out a tweet or something out there saying, "Stop lying to these people about he going to Colorado." Then 3-4 days later, this mother like, brother, this don't say nothing.
Don't care, bro. These kids really don't give one shit about, like, they know we grown ass people.
I think they just.
You don't think we know we could put your location anywhere on the ground?
Right.
Like, what the hell going on, man?
Like, bro, I just type in China on that bitch. That bitch gonna say damn China on my damn Instagram.
Right.
They just like we were as kids, man. Think they're way smarter than they are. But we see right through it. So yeah, you know, he played little games about LOL, you know, and putting it in Tampa. It's like, bro, you're not in Tampa. We know you're in Colorado. Nobody didn't think you were in Colorado at this point. So after a while, some pictures pop up, and he is indeed in Colorado. He's doing a photo shoot out there, and you know, lining up against Prime and whatnot. You know, just regular recruitment stuff. And my issue with it all is not that he went and did it; it's that he's not telling the staff. Like, why not tell the staff, "Hey, I'm going to go to Colorado"?
This staff invested, just like all trolling out the window, this staff invested a lot of money and resources in their time, relationships that these guys thinking they have with you. Just be honest. It's just business. It's just be real.
Business. And that, you know, again, red flag. I said before, I don't even know if he's ready to be away from his mama. But hey, at this point, I'm planting my flag firmly in the ground of bye. I don't care as a fan. I don't want to deal with it. I just don't. You know, so yeah, that happens next. Next thing, 15th, he was supposed to make an announcement. Nothing happened there. And here we are today. No new news.
No, his mom did put out a note that even if they decided on the 15th, I'm sorry, even if they decided on the 15th, they were still making a decision in February on signing day, regardless of wherever he signed on the 15th, which would have been financial aid agreement papers.
Right. So why y'all keep telling us stuff? I don't get, like, then just do what you're doing. I don't want.
They're telling us because we following it.
I get the information because I'm in groups that tell me because I'm tapped out. Like, I just, you know, this is, like I said, this is why I hate recruitment. We're dealing with kids. And I wouldn't be running behind no 17-year-old man trying to figure out what they want to do with life. I got nephews. I know how goofy they are, and you know how impetuous they could be. So at this point, I think the Miami staff believes he's ending up in Colorado, and kind of the buzz is the only one really still invested is Mario. Everybody else, like, hey man,
that's right on cue for Mario. That motherfucker.
Everybody else like, hey,
that's one thing I will give Mario. That motherfucker go fight to the very last second. I mean, when I say the very last fucking second, that bitch do not quit.
So
Hakeem, you were calling him the very last minute, literally the very last minute.
I get it there, but it just signs here from just.
He ain't gonna stop, bro. Trust me.
And I'll say this. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, brother.
No, go ahead.
Now I was gonna say this. I gotta give Mario a slap on the wrist too for this, because you can't preach culture and then allow this type of activity to go on. In my mind, I think it sends a bad precedent to the team. We just had 24 guys come on campus. These boys getting work. You know, they're out there on Green Tree. They're ready to go, and you still chasing one guy who doesn't seem bought in. So to me, how are you going to preach culture and then have a guy that's not ready to be a part of that culture that you're still chasing after? That to me personally, I think that's a bad look.
Do you buy the DVD conversation that's being had that maybe there's just some people saying that he want DVD on field and that may be a hang up? Just seen that on some message boards.
Yeah. This is the thing. Could he want DVD on field? Sure. Do I think DVD guaranteed him that? No, that doesn't seem very reasonable. Now, I do know the coaching staff are, I
Making coach
believe.
demands. I like it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like what else can we do for you, sir? All right, how much millions you need? Which coaching staff will you receive? Okay, what's on your rider? You know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah, shit,
Like, where would you like your high-rise apartment? Like,
well, since you asked.
Yeah. It's like, brother, this is, one thing everybody, us all as college fans can tell you, and we just heard from our guests. Once you get back on that campus, it's a bunch of dogs now. This ain't the same thing, man. It's the next level now. So those stars really do go out the window. The only thing those stars bring at this point is a certain expectation. But the other guys on that team came to play too. They trying to get to the same place you're trying to get, and they not going to just give it to you. So the DVD thing, I can say this: the only truth that it could really kind of be to that is, I do feel like DVD does want to be in Miami, but he is off field currently. Now, Adai is on, and I believe the whole staff is, if I'm not mistaken, on 2-year deals. So the best shot he will more than likely have is if Adai were to move on after this season, which would still be Kermani's sophomore season or redshirt freshman season. I doubt you could redshirt him because he'll leave or something. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just I ain't being held hostage, man.
High Porter probability, I would say.
Right,
man.
exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So so why should you bend so much for somebody who's showing me, man, this man, the minute he don't like something, he finna up and dash. That's just how I feel.
Real quick. Got a super chat from you. Got it, bro. Go ahead. You already ran it up.
I got it. So this from AD to 1. He said, "What's going on, fellas? I had to get VPN for this to work, so send me my bread back." Yeah, that just ain't gonna happen, my brother. But thank you for the donation. I don't know why you had to do that. You better check with.
I think AD in Italy. That's why. Shout out to my dog, man. We internationally known roll-up network, man. Shout out to my dog AD out there in Italy, holding it down.
Gotcha.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate the love, bro. But yeah, let's see. Circling back. So yeah, there is a chance that possibly DVD could come on field more than likely next year if Adai moves on to another situation. But that's not written in stone. I mean, we do have some possible staff moves. Ponce is gone. The virtual writing is on the wall. That Gaddis is probably out of there as well. Heard him attached to a couple of jobs, Penn State, Iowa. They do say that Mario
stepping down.
The Penn State one I saw was, I think, wide receiver coach.
Yeah, they just made Sider co-OC. Shout out to my man Jawan Sider, Glade 561 out here getting raises and shit. But they just made him co-OC.
Nice. Yeah, so the spot I saw was wide receivers coach. So I'm not 100 on that. Whispers of Iowa. But they do say Mario likes to get guys to kind of be transitioned into another position rather than fire them.
Right.
And then plus you save on the buyouts too.
Real nice guy.
So, well, strategic too. You save on the buyouts, and then you ain't gotta you cut them loose, and then you may have to pay a percentage of that buyout.
The dogs out here just firing motherfuckers, man. Like Nick ain't worried about a buyout. Kirby ain't worried about a buyout.
Like we knew the money.
That's what
we
I'm
knew
saying.
spending money.
I'm ready for my program to be like that because we got a couple people that we waiting to look for other gigs and shit like that too, man. Like, what kind of nice ass shit is this, bro?
So yeah, I know the fans have been clamoring for Gaddis. I do believe that is that's in the works. And then there's Gaddis gone. A name that's been attached.
I enjoyed those 19 points per game.
Man, not crossing the 50 was the vibes, bro.
Yeah, no 100 yards is
100 yards in the game.
In today's game, not getting 100 yards, man.
But y'all had that bros trophy at a random in the IPF. Y'all brought it in the forum.
Bruh. Listen, yeah. Let's see. I had a couple of name Marcus Arroyo. He was UNLV's head coach for 2 years. He worked with Mario before, so he's a name that's been brought up as a possibility. Also James Coley, who was with Miami before.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Coley, I mean, when Coley was an OC, he kind of remind me of, you know, some of my criticism we had about Mike. Great script, opening script guy, but then once you get past the script, it didn't necessarily translate, you know, coming into those second halves, you know, making adjustments. So I don't know, maybe he's learned some in time.
Yeah, y'all might well keep Gaddis. No, I think Coley can recruit his ass off though, so I think he'll elevate the wide receiver room. But who's your quarterback coach? Because is he a quarterback guy? I think he's coaching receivers out there at A&M, right?
Yeah. So that's the. I would imagine. Okay, let's say we bring in Coley. I think he would probably coach wide receivers and bring his own quarterback coach. It needs to be something like that because number one, we had that disconnect between Ponce and Gaddis. Right. So, you know, it was already weird. I already never heard of, I'll be honest with you, I never heard of an OC that was the wide receivers coach, not the QB coach. That was foreign to me. I'm sure it happens elsewhere, but personally, I'd rather my OC be the QB coach as well. But yeah, if we bring it in Coley, I'd imagine it'd be a situation where he brings.
Unless your head coach is the QB guy,
right? Yeah. You know Kermani. Oh yeah, one more thing about Kermani. They say he got him a film crew now, so that's his that's his next deal. They say I'm getting news. That's fresh off the press. Miami's still in it. Yeah, all right, brother. Listen here. God bless you.
That's a trap. I done seen that story before.
It's a trap.
Yeah. I don't know why he put Florida on the graphic. The last one they put out.
It's very weird. There's no Florida contact. Well, as far as he hadn't doubled back and been on campus or nothing, right?
No, bro. I'm telling you, Corey Raymond shut it off after he committed to Miami. The way it went down, just to be a little transparent. Corey Raymond felt blindsided. He spoke to the kid that morning and was told that he was in the fold. Like I said, it's just a way to do everything, man.
Right.
No, you're talking to a guy that dealt with the best of the best when it pertains to DB. Big egos, big personalities, all of that, bro. They building relationships with you. They want you to keep it a bean, and they're not gonna go tweet your shit out. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? They just want to know. So I know after that, Corey Raymond and a couple people on the staff didn't like how it went down. They felt blindsided and just decided to move on with the board. And Desmond Ricks, Heat picked up, and they kind of perceived him as the same type of guy as Kermani. They didn't land him either, but that was the vibes once he went to Miami.
No doubt. So
I see Miami fans believe in that now that they see it. It's just a lot of shenanigans. It's just the way to go about things. Davin trolled the shit out of Florida on his way out, but it was like a G. Wasn't no shenanigans. I think Ermin Lane did most of his shenanigans and the antics. Davin was vibing and just was moving a certain way.
Yeah, Davin signed financially with all three of us.
Right.
You know, just keeping his options there, like so he could talk to the coaches. I ain't think that was the craziest thing. I was like, all right, I get it. You know, and so yeah, that's that with that, man. I really don't want to talk about that no more until we could finally put a nail in that coffin.
Yeah, already. I feel you.
Yeah. So where were we at?
We just talking. We get into something. If y'all got recruiting, let's get into some Florida State stuff. CJ, what you got going? Then we'll double back on our since we had the dramatics. We'll double back on our recruiting. CJ, where you at with it?
Yeah, I kick it with the calm part of the big three. For this week. You never know. Next week, some shit will pop up.
Jordan Travis in the portal.
All right.
Boy, y'all burn the house down then, boy.
y'all had.
I know they kind of eased up on the fire on the fire mic and stuff, boy. But if something like that happened, they'll definitely ramp it back up. But yeah, let's talk a little bit. We had a recruiting weekend last weekend as well as this upcoming weekend. Sorry, followers for the last show. I didn't get to the June Day list of last week, but I get to a couple of the key names that we were that we had on campus last week and just get some of their thoughts on it. Number 1, 5-star cornerback Charles Lester out of Sarasota. Definitely need to get him back on campus, man. Visit went really well. Some quotes from him. He says he's been a Seminole his whole life. If anybody is leading, it's Florida State. personally, FSU is where my heart is. But it was a lot of fluff with it as well, I think. But he did say once he heard that Coach Wilson was leaving, he pretty much just separated himself from Coach Woodson, and cleared that relationship and stopped that relationship individually altogether. So kids say, shit, it's just business, be honest with you.
Like, you know,
right.
Get out my face.
For real, literally.
Block that man and everything.
In regards to Patrick Surtain, the hiring of Patrick Surtain, say he doesn't really know much about him, but he knows about his son, and from the sounds of it, he'll be a perfect fit. Looks forward to speaking with him in the future. He recently released the top 5 of Florida State, Florida, Ohio State, Georgia, and Bama. But just from conversation for people down in Sarasota, it's more so like a Bama FSU battle. Bama, even though FSU is his dream school and he's been talking about FSU this and FSU that, I think coming into the visit, Bama, I would say Bama was probably leading, but I think FSU did a really good job in this visit, just kind of showing him the vision and things like that. But I think it will be a battle, FSU and Bama battle down the stretch for Charles Lester.
Yeah, we had him on campus as well. I agree with you. Bama, Florida State battle.
Yeah. So, we'll see how it play out. We know it's still early, but at this time, Bama and Florida State. The spring is going to be interesting to see if he gets back on campus again. I think he will, especially just to try to get that face-to-face with Patrick Surtain Sr. and get those relationships built. 4-star offensive tackle Jonathan Daniels. He said he just enjoyed being around Coach Atkins and Coach Norvell. The bond that we have within the coaching staff, what they're building is really good. Really love everything about FSU and atmosphere, the communication. That's basically it. This is what interesting one. 2024 4-star defensive tackle Dontre Robinson from Orlando. Orlando Jones, excuse me. He was on campus as well. Said comfort level is pretty good with FSU. Not too far from home, not too close to home. Really good visit.
Holy shit. A.D. Mitchell hit the portal. Sorry.
Nah,
my bad.
No, you good.
That's a CJ moment. He do that all the time.
All the time. Literally. Say a return visit is likely to happen in March for Robinson, so it'll be interesting to see him get back on campus. I know Florida, Miami, and some others there within his recruitment as well. 4-star safety Brandon Jacobs, he was on campus as well last weekend. Really good vibes. Say he talks to staff a lot. Florida State's been hitting him up all week. He's from Orlando also, excuse me. So that's good. That's good for him because he just wants to be wanted and feels the need at FSU. 2025 quarterback Tramel Jones Jr. He was on campus, and Steve Whitfall put crystal ball in for him. He should be a blue chip quarterback within the 2025 class out of Jacksonville, Florida, Mandarin High School. So it was a great visit. It was probably the best visit I've been on. I don't think it says a lot about. I just think it says how much Florida State is on me, and I think I'm their guy. It's my number one school for sure. And just some backstories on that visit. FSU pretty much let them know, hey, 25, you're our number one guy as far as quarterback. We're all in for you, that type of deal. And this is also something to note. Jamie French, 5-star receiver within the 2025 class, who was also very high on FSU as well. He's teammates with Tramel Jones at Mandarin High School. So be interesting to see how that relationship plays out. I think Jones will commit pretty soon. And if FSU continues to do what they're doing with Jamie French, it should be okay with him as well. Real quick, we got a junior day this upcoming weekend for the 2021, the weekend of January 21st, excuse me. We got 5-star running back commit Cam Davis. He's going to be on campus. 4-star quarterback commit Luke Crummerhawk. We had a conversation about him not last year, excuse me, once he committed to FSU. Had a really good junior year. Going into his senior year, is going to be a blue chip quarterback. Well, is a blue chip quarterback, but going forward, his rankings could go up even higher. 4-star linebacker out of Tennessee, Edwin Spillman. 4-star defensive end out of Miami, Dylan Stevenson. 4-star receiver TJ Abrams. He recently released the top 8, including FSU. 4-star safety commit from Atlanta, CJ Hurd. He's going to be on campus. 4-star Clemson commit. This is an interesting one. Tavoy Fegan. He's going to be on campus as well. So you know how that stuff go with Clemson and kids that commit that's committed to Clemson once they visit. So if he does pop on campus this weekend, look for a decommitment note to follow right after him.
Shit, he's supposed to be in Miami this weekend.
This weekend as well too.
This weekend coming, yeah.
Oh, we'll see how that plays out. He's supposed to be on our campus as well, so we'll see who gets that visit. But if it's Miami or FSU, whoever, if he pops up on one of those campuses,
who that?
What's his name?
Tavoy Fegan.
Okay.
Yeah, 4-star quarterback that's committed to Clemson. If he pops up on any one of our campuses, just watch out for the
decommitment.
Yeah.
What my man Dabo say his NIL was?
Name, the likeness of Jesus.
Nah, you were saying, that's his name, image, and likeness in Jesus, bro. That's his NIL.
He said we built this program.
Or NIL.
Name, image, and likeness.
Not the one you're thinking of, though.
No, not that.
Name, image, likeness in Jesus, my brother. That's
They will be going. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. They will be going a little too hard, bro. Wait for the scandal. The scandal's out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's too entrenched, man.
Too hard.
When they that deep, bro, it's definitely shenanigans going on at the crib.
Man, he got an assistant or something around there pregnant. I'm telling you what, man. Remember, land shit at first. You're going to see it pop up. Watch what it's going to
pop up.
That's this man about bread. He talking about God. Man, what are you talking about, Dabo?
We built this program on NIL.
I built it on bread.
Right, just like everybody else.
Yeah, they built this with Jesus did not show up, man, for none of this, man. I'm telling you who showed up, man. The Brinks truck, bro.
Right.
Whoever made that donation.
Here you go, putting my name in it.
Right. That boy again, God damn it.
Dad damn it.
Right. That's probably Dad damn it. That's probably God every time it pops up. But last one, 3-star defensive end. This is an interesting one as well for me personally. 3-star defensive end out of Mainland High School in Daytona Beach, LJ McCray. He's going to be on campus as well. I think I spoke about him.
Image and likeness.
That's crazy, bro. That boy, wild dude for that shit. He was dead serious too.
Man.
But yeah, LJ is kind of personal to me because it's crazy. His dad, Lawal McCray, LJ, he's Lawal Jr. He coached at Bethune-Cookman while I was there. I don't think we'll get in that later about Air Reid and stuff, but I'm not sure he's going to be retained. Yeah, it was wilding. I'm not sure he's going to be retained on his new staff, but again, it was crazy to see LJ being recruited and being a blue chip type of kid because he was a little kid around our facility back then when I was at Bethune-Cookman. But he'll be on campus as well in LJ McCray. That's all I got from the recruiting front right now, fellas.
Tell the truth, shame the devil, Ed. You want to go next? See, or I can go.
Let me go. You ready? You go do something.
Yeah, right. I mean, we do have the we got the Battle Miami tournament coming up. The list is it's too long, brother. I'm not gonna read all of that.
I just did cliff note names on mine, really.
Yeah. Well, I kind of forgot that I knew it was coming up, but I didn't know we had a list. So I'll pivot to the guys that we have went ahead and offered over these last couple of weeks. So it's offer season now. We got a lot of offers out there for the secondary, a lot of cornerback offers. It looks like trying to shore up that room. Make sure I don't miss any other news though before I get into that a little bit. Real quick, we did have Ja'Kai Clark exit program. That right was kind of on the wall when we brought Lee in from UCF. He was our starting center. Just not that good, to be honest with you. And we did bring in 32-year-old tight end Cam McCormick.
What's your depth like at center right now, though?
Hey, yeah, they say that boy Cam, man. They say he gonna be an E3 at iHeart, man.
Yeah, that boy old, man.
Right.
Yeah, the depth it should be. Well, see, it depends. Ryan Rodriguez is a guy they liked a lot. He got hurt his freshman year, so he spent the whole year basically rehabbing. So I'd imagine right now we'll go with Lee. And then they played with Dennis played a little bit of center. He didn't look good there though. I would hope Rodriguez is healthy enough to hopefully back him up, but we did. I don't. And then you had Sagapalu was the kid that he brought over from Oregon, who didn't look awesome either at center. So I think that's one reason they want to go ahead and shore it up. But I think Jakai knew he wasn't starting at that point. He could go somewhere else and start. He just wasn't going to be what we needed. So it could get a little thin there unless somebody has kind of adjusted to playing that center role for us. So during off season, somebody can maybe step up and be that number 2. Ryan was brought in to be our center of the future. So we'll see if, he was able to get back healthy, get back, keep his weight right and be able to train. So hopefully we stay healthy there. And if not, hopefully Ryan's ready. So haven't heard a ton of news on him. I would be interested to find out how he's recovered and how ready he'll be. Cam McCormick, he was granted 9 years of eligibility. Is a quick timeline because I thought this was just interesting because I couldn't understand it. I was like, I don't understand how this works.
Explain it to me, bro. Let's... So
2016 red shirt, 2017 red shirt freshman, 2018 season-ending injury.
So what year? What year did the Social Security kick in?
This one. Got to be there, man.
Like you guys don't need that type of. You need that much help at tight end to take a 9th-year guy like that. I just
a blocker. I mean, we don't really have we got one blocking tight end.
How big is he?
He's a pretty big dude.
He's a grown man strip though. So
he like 6'6" and he grown, right?
Like kung fu grip. Right?
Right. So it really did make sense because I did think we would add maybe a veteran tight end. I didn't think it was going to be this veteran. NFL age. I mean, he literally
legit veteran, like a real veteran tight end.
He might have served in the army and all. Season-ending injury in 18. Missed the season in 19 due to injury. 2020 was COVID. 2021 season ending injury. 2022 senior. And so they gave him 2 more years of eligibility. I didn't think you could keep getting them for injuries. I thought you could only get like 1 medical, but they gave us.
If you got a good case, you could.
They ain't even doing no work no more. I think they just handing them bitches out.
You want to stay still, son. I don't care. A school want to pay for you to go. I mean, he literally could get his doctorate at this point. That's not even a joke.
Yeah,
he should be a doc.
Yeah, I mean, he did 8. This will be season 8 in 2023, and 2029 will be that's more than enough time to get your doctorate, man. Be serious about something, son.
Right, be a teacher.
Yeah, I can't call him son. He about my age.
Go to school a decade and go be a PE teacher. Watch.
That's crazy.
You might go pro in something else, man. I don't like.
I know some people that did that too, but if you do that shit, you really waste all them damn years.
You could have been making money.
You could have really got a damn job years ago, but if you about to be damn teaching physical education in 8th grade,
and they poaching all the young cheeks, man. Get out of here, you grown, man.
Right, man, get your
grown ass around from us. But so he'll be brought in mostly as an additional blocking tight end. Mammarelli's our other tight end that fits that role. And he's done good in that, but most of our other tight ends are really more your pass catcher tight ends. So and we did have a visitor, Gary Bryant from USC did come out and check us out. He left though, so we'll see how that continues to play out. He spoke well of the visit. Nothing necessarily went wrong. But I think also with this whole Gaddis situation, it's a little fuzzy there about who actually is going to be the OC. And there's been little other, scribbling on the wall because you have like people saying they got offers, but they aren't tagging Gaddis. So, that's kind of, I think that situation may be waiting on some of that. So, all right, let's get a couple of these offers out here. Because like I said, I got quite a few that just went out, honestly, since the last time we recorded. Start with quarterback Daniel Kalen out of Bellevue. What the hell is NE? Oh, Nebraska. I was like, New England? That ain't no real place. 3-star quarterback out of Nebraska, 6'2", 200-pound kid. And then we got one more, and that is for this upcoming class. And then there was one more quarterback offer that went out for... I like this name, Walker White. It just reminded me I'm a Game of Thrones fan, so it made me think of White Walkers.
That's the first thing that came to my damn head.
Yeah. He is a 6'3", 215 quarterback out of Little Rock, Arkansas. He's actually a composite 4-star guy. So quarterback board is, they're getting a few more offers out there. I do know Aaron Norland is at the top still, but they're diversifying the board a little bit there when it comes to QBs. Everybody knows in the recruiting game, you don't give out a ton of QB offers, but there's a few out there to keep an eye on, I guess, as contingency plans. Outside of that, we offered Brandon Winton out of plays at IMG. Not sure where he's originally from. He may be from out of there, but they always switch him to Bradenton once they go there. 3-star, 6 foot, 175 wide receiver. Ja'Cory Barney Jr., 6 foot, 160 athlete. I believe he was offered by a die, so I believe they're looking at him as a corner. 3-star athlete as well. Got Isaiah Thomas. How you keep naming people Isaiah Thomas, man? 6'2", 197 safety. It's like, don't do that no more. Because you got to be compared to Isaiah Thomas. You got to be compared to Zeke, even in a different sport. He's out of Clearwater. He is actually unranked. So we'll see where his profile raises. But he's a 2024 kid as well. Jeremiah McClellan, 6'1", 185, wide receiver out of St. Louis. He's a composite 4-star kid. I'm nervous about St. Louis kids after Jeff Thomas, but we're gonna scratch that off, man.
Jeff name, man.
Man, listen, I hope Jeff doing well, man.
I'm sorry. I got him and Hartley mixed up. Hartley is the
that's the GOAT.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Oh no, Hartley got nothing but love, man.
Okay, my bad. I got them mixed up. That's the Hall of Fame King.
Yeah, I was hoping, man. we could get Malik was supposed to line it up with us still. We still ain't get that locked down.
We'll get it ironed out.
Yeah, we'll get it ironed out, man. But I wanted to ask him about Jeff. But I think Jeff like in the XFL or something right now. If I'm not mistaken. I think he is some pro league.
Lee go give us the real what happened with Dugans.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, I believe Dugans will ball little baby boy up to be keeping 1 hour with you.
Yeah, you too light, man. Too light.
Yeah, dude got that grown man strength and anger. You talking to him crazy?
Got them McCormick strength.
I done been to the league and everything. Boy, who is you talking to? Yeah. Got an athlete out of Loganville, Georgia, outside the Atlanta area. 4-star kid, Kylan Fox, 6'4", 208.
Like him. Like Kylan Fox a lot. Pause.
Yeah, he's you got like that, dealing with that frame already. I'm assuming, and you may know a little something. I think Field is who he tags, so I'm assuming we're looking at him as a tight end.
Yeah,
not 100 on that, but
we looking at him as a tight end.
Tight end, okay. That's what I figured. I was like at 6'4", 210-ish. Yeah, you put a few more pounds on him. And yeah, he could be a hell of a tight end.
From Loganville, Georgia. Grayson High School.
Yeah, good. That's a good program up that way too. Solomon Williams, out of Tampa, Florida, 6'3", 235, edge player. He is right now a composite 3-star. Just got an offer from us. Let's see, Jaden Riddell. He is a composite 4-star tight end, number 11 in the country. He is from he's 6'5", 225. He is from Peculiar, Missouri. This is my favorite part of recruiting, learning some of these city names. Never heard of no Peculiar, but I like it already. John Mitchell, 6 foot, 160 corner out of Jacksonville, Florida, composite 4-star cornerback. I'm sorry. Where you play at? Mandarin.
Man, I'm telling you, man, we got some guys, bro.
Couple of some
guys. Yeah, because James Coleman, he coaches there. They got a running back that's pretty good too. Probably like a G5 guy, but man, they say they want to compete for state championships in the next couple of years, so we'll see.
Ain't mad at him.
Real quick, got a super chat. Shout to Chip Green. Silk had me rolling when you say deaf. appreciate the super chat, bro.
Deaf.
I don't know. Definitely. I don't know. Do you say that? I don't even pick up on it. I'll take his word for it. Another cornerback offer.
Yeah, I do say that. Yeah.
Xavier Brown.
Realize that shit to people be saying shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be weird, like how people need, like, oh, I do that, don't I? 6 foot, 180, 4-star cornerback out of Santa Ana. He plays for Mater D, obviously one of the top programs. Jamarian Burnett out of Andalusia, Alabama. 4-star running back, 6'1", 210. Physical guy. I didn't have a lot of time, but I did watch some of his huddle. I like his film. I don't know what our shot is with kids, obviously early, but do like his film there. Blake Frazier, offensive tackle out of Austin, Texas. He's 6'6", 270, I think. 280 I've seen listed, depends on what you look at. Tackle, composite 4-star kid. Josh Philliston, cornerback again, 5'11", 160 out of West Palm Beach. Plays at Cardinal Newman.
Yeah, he was on campus last week.
Josh Philliston.
That's my guys. Yeah, that's my people's.
Oh, really?
Okay.
He was on campus last week.
Shout out to baby Josh. His dad named Josh as well.
Okay.
Mom's Keisha. I know Sider offered him a little while ago out of Penn State. Originally was a basketball. He didn't start playing football seriously until high school. Pops was a basketball legend around these parks and neighborhood-wise. Went over to Cardinal Newman. Cardinal Newman got a couple guys and some studs as well. But yeah, baby Josh is one to look out for this year for sure.
No doubt. A couple more and I'll be wrapped up here. Brandon Jacob, 6'2", 170 safety, out of Evans, in Orlando. Yeah. Another 4-star composite kid. This is another interesting name, Denaz White. That's D-NAS White. 6'6", 310, so this is a huge kid, man. Plays D-line. He is out of Concord, North Carolina.
Charlotte.
He's that's definitely run stuffer, man. That's a big boy there. That's somebody plug up the middle there. And last on my list for offers that went out just in these last 7 days since we last convened with you all is Jordan Johnson Rubel. 5'10", 175 safety, plays over at IMG, composite 4-star kid. And that concludes a long ass list of offers.
Yeah, real quick before we get into Florida's, I did forget one player supposed to be putting on this weekend. Zion Grady. He's the number 4 player within the 2024 class and the number 1 edge rusher for that class. Excuse me, 25, not 24, 2025. My apologies. He's going to be on campus as well. And Trayshawn Ward, I know I didn't mention on the last pod, but the previous pod I did mention him entering the portal. He decided to commit to Kansas State. So shout out to Trayshawn Ward is going to be going to Kansas State. And Malik McCray, he former 4-star receiver, sophomore. He entered the transfer portal from FSU. It's looking like he's going to go to Penn State. Hasn't officially announced yet, but that's the word. He has 17 catches, 206 yards, and 3 touchdowns for FSU. I wanted to keep Malik. I understand the situation, but yeah, probably going to Penn State.
Nice. Man. Oh, look at this. They saying breaking news. Guess what Jaden Rashada is supposed to go visit? I bet y'all can guess.
Miami.
Nah.
Arizona State?
One more guess. Come on now. It's easy.
Washington.
Come on, bro. Colorado.
No, that's fake. That's fake.
That's fake.
Yeah, fake. No, I think
they got me. Same person got me with the. Yeah, he got me with the.
Oh, you some a bit roll. No, I ain't see that shit.
Yeah,
you got that.
Good one. You
got our troll. You got our show getting trolled, bro. That's crazy.
I was checking the DMs real quick because Malik hit us back. He had an emergency pop up for him, and I saw that real quick.
Y'all seen the same person put a troll about Willie Taggart being Miami's offensive coordinator, and he almost got me. I was ready to retweet that shit. That seems too good to be true, bro.
Shout out to my boy Ant, man. Know your native. Show a lot of love when we pulled up on him. Said feels good to not cap for our visitor list. Oh yeah, baby, we chilling, baby. Big vibes on the visitor list, Ant.
Yeah, I don't feel like hyping visitor list right now, bro. This shit
I just touched on the meat of them.
Whoa.
Oh man!
Whoa!
Man, let's wrap the show, man. What's going on?
Time to go.
All right, y'all got me, bro. Y'all got me.
No. You got us.
That was egregious on my end.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh man, these boys
diabolical,
man.
I don't want to even repeat that. Taylor, jot that one down, man.
Touch the meat of it.
That's
might be the name of the show.
Touched on the meat of
it. That's not a show title.
Oh
boy! And today is the last day. If you're listening to this not live right now, it's Wednesday. If you listen to it on Thursday, yesterday was the last day. But January 18th is the last day to enter the transfer portal. It's not the last day to choose anything to transfer, but it is the last day to enter the pool of it, the cesspool.
That's a real good point.
Man, we got some recruiting stuff, transfer talk. We got Damian George, offensive tackle. Originally a Texas native out of Alabama, formerly a 3-star, has 2 years to play. His transfer recruiting came down to Ole Miss and Auburn. He was able to pull it off. Had 3 stars at Alabama. We lost Michael Tarquin and Ethan White. We bring in Micah Maskua and Damian George. This staff definitely have a type. Guys that are 6'7", 350, real heavy guys. Damian is penciled in to play to start. We don't have a guy there. So I got him in start. I mean, we got a guy, but experience-wise coming back, I'm going to pencil him in as a starter. So right now you have Austin Barber at a tackle, Micah Maskua at guard, Kingsley at center, Richie Leonard at the other guard, and then, of course, Damian George. Another guy to enter the portal who I wouldn't mind getting in on the recruitment is another big-ass dude, Jacob Hood, out of Alabama, 6'8", 350-pound freshman. Wouldn't mind getting him on campus as well. He entered the portal. We still have a little bit of time to recruit guys like him and more bodies. We're fine at offensive guard. Wouldn't mind one more tackle if possible. Also, Ricky Pearsall declared to come back. It was a big if for us, not having if I'm Ricky Pearsall, I'm deciding if I want to come back and receive balls. Pause. Woof. If I want to come back and catch passes from the show's getting out of hand. If I want to come back and catch passes from Graham Mertz, and he decided to come back, which was a little surprising to me. I thought he'd declare and go pro. Do I know where he would get drafted if he declared to go pro? Probably not that high, but
I think he could be an NFL player though. Like you said, probably.
For sure.
I think he would have stuck on somewhere.
He's white and a quick slot receiver, bro. Patriots gonna make him a lot of money, dog. He's gonna hang around a little bit.
But the Pats ain't never gonna shake that tag.
It's a thing, bro.
Well, you know what's funny is they had Barrios and they let him go, and then he went cooking over there in New York.
They had another one in the chain. Them boys had Wells Welker, West. They had,
and then you had
Amendola, Edelman.
Amendola, yeah,
plenty of them.
Yeah.
Another guy
they let my boy go, but he been doing well in New York.
Who that?
Barrios,
yeah.
Oh yeah, Barrios. He was
all things considered. I mean, he don't have a quarterback, but
yeah,
he's done pretty good. He made Pro Bowl.
He fit the mold. He fit the mold. Yeah, he's having a solid career. Another guy who, like, just speaking of, like, you talking about Barrios, Powell. What's my man name? I'm forgetting his first name. Brandon Powell from Florida. Played a little bit of everything. His people used to give us a hard time on the timeline whenever we talked about him. But I'm surprised how long he's lasting in the NFL. Undrafted guy, more of a utility weapon slot receiver type dude. But these dudes are sticking and making bread, man, having longer careers than I thought.
And you can't turn your nose at that, man. It is called the not for long league, man. Like, it is very tough to remain in the NFL.
You guys keep churning out checks.
Hey, it's a crop of young dudes coming to take your job every single year.
Asa Martin, Asa, I don't know how you pronounce it, is a guy we'll look out for. Asa. We need a running back. We have 2 guys that it's not going to be a welcoming running back room if you want touches with Montrell Johnson and Trevor Etienne returning, 2 very young guys. But we do need a third back with Naquan Wright, who chose USF this past week. And my man, I'm forgetting his name now. He went to Akron. Lorenzo Lingard went to Akron. So 2 running backs. 2 running backs bounce. We need a third back. outside of Trey Young, who we brought in the recruiting cycle. Asa Martin is the guy that fits that mold. Ran for like 475 at Memphis this past year. Also played at Auburn a little bit. He's been in one of those guys. Been around at a few programs.
He was with us.
Yeah, he spent a Christmas break with you guys or something, I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Rick brought him in. Yeah, and then he didn't. Yeah, he ended up transferring like right out.
Right.
Okay, that's why I knew the name sounded familiar.
Spent the night up down there. He had like a good 3-day Martin Luther King weekend, and he's like, all right, and shit.
That's cool. No doubt, man. I ain't never met nobody enjoying the finer things of Miami.
We'll see what he decides. I don't know what his timeline's like when he's supposed to make a decision or anything, but we do. It's important that we get another running back in this class. I think he has 2 to play. No, he has 1 to play, if I'm not mistaken. Regardless,
he don't got 2.
And you trying to get to the 9?
Yeah, man. Ain't no wrong with it. Yeah. Pause. Yeah.
We got our game moved, man, which is weird and probably changed my plans as far as going out to Utah and Salt Lake City next year. This year, I'm saying next year.
Moved it?
They moved it to I don't know what these Utah kickoff games, you know how they do on a Thursday night. They moved this joint to Thursday night.
Oh.
And Lord knows what time, but I'm not flying out to Utah on a Wednesday.
So that so it's gonna be that Thursday, then the rest of the games that weekend, like the same week, so pretty much the same
holiday weekend.
Okay, gotcha.
Pac-12 football, like I don't that agreement.
I don't know, man. It might be a decent little midweek trip though. It's gonna be good vibes regardless, though, man. I think y'all make it a little bit too big when it is. I think it's gonna be a decent atmosphere for sure.
I don't know if I want to go to Salt Lake
on a Wednesday.
I mean, what's gonna be the difference on the Saturday at Salt Lake?
It's the weekend.
That's true too, but it's the weekend.
It's the weekend.
That's true too.
A Thursday weekend.
Let's back up a little bit. Is University of Utah in Salt Lake though?
That's a good question.
Yeah, like where?
Yes, I think it's Salt Lake. I want to enjoy Salt Lake City if I'm going out there. I don't know the exact city it's in.
I get what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
I at least want to go because you got to fly in.
That'd be pretty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that'd be the airport you would fly into.
Yeah, so I want to check the vibes. Like if that game, because I think there was rumors about it, or it was going to be on a Friday. I wouldn't mind that, checking the game out on a Friday, and then I got Saturday to chill with the family, bro, and we do what Mormons do. Whatever the Mormons do, we'll vibe around and figure that out. But I don't know. I still may go because I know the crew trying to go from Stadium Miguel, but that Thursday game is funky, bro. Keep me the hell out of the Pac-10, Pac-12, what do they call it, in games on a Thursday night that late. I ain't with it.
I feel you. Super chat from DJ. Say, Silk, you really don't think Graham can get it done with all the weapons around him?
Got young weapons right now. Gator emoji. We got young weapons around him. I do like that we protecting them. The offensive line is back stable, and I think it's going to be the strength again. Running backs in run game, offensive line. Mertz got to come in and be able to make and just to judge him on just a fair, just like I said with Jay Garcia, these guys are put in some terrible situations, and we heard from DJ what some of these coaches are like, bro. We're not gonna just think because they head coaches that they're super professional and they know what the hell they're doing. Graham Mertz put in a terrible situation. I think he had more third downs than first down. He led the nation in third downs in that offense. So throwing out a third and longs is it's tough football to play. Having more third downs than first downs is tough football to throw out of. It's a lot of bad situations. I don't think he's inaccurate. I just think he was put in some terrible situations at Wisconsin. Hopefully we can lean on our run game and be able to not ask him to be a hero or play hero football, be able to make the easy throws, 10, 15 yards, hit wide open ass guys, understand the scheme, check us out of bad checks, in and out of bad checks, like whatever that may be, being able to lead us. He possibly could fix all of that. I mean, the guy was highly talented coming out of high school and just got a bad go at it at Wisconsin. But I'm not finna hype it. I just got to see it. You know, that's where I'm at with Graham Mertz. Josh Heupel was able to get these guys, as you see, Jordan Travis got better. Hendon Hooker got better. These guys are getting a decade to play in college these days. They get better with time and when they get the right toolage. So we'll see.
Yeah, people forget Joe Burrow he definitely wasn't going to NFL, you know, before his last year. The year before that, his numbers wasn't nothing. Brought in a new system. You know, he had some talent around him and they used it, and next thing you know, he's the number one pick. So and that was after him leaving Ohio State, going to LSU.
Right. Right now, like weapons wise as well too. Like the running back room, we got some young receivers. Ricky Pearsall in the slot is a veteran guy that's coming back, but we need a outside wide receiver, a veteran outside wide receiver. I do like that my young guys are coming in on campus. The whole wide receiver corps is on campus right now. They'll be able to work with Mertz, get some chemistry and shit flowing before fall camp. But I'm just not expecting a lot out of freshmen. Somebody's going to emerge. I think a couple guys going to emerge out of that room. But Proc, looking out and kind of crystal ball in the season, I can't weigh that heavy into my projections of the season, bro. Just because they're young. I'm looking forward to like a lot of youth playing though. But I need a veteran wide receiver to come in with this bunch, and I feel a lot better about the offense. In the trenches, we upgraded a bunch, to be honest, on both sides of the ball. Feel good about the trenches. I need another linebacker. I know we're in the market for a linebacker, safety, and maybe a corner. I'm not sure if I agree with that. And it's only like 4 or 5 spots we got left. Unless we have some guys jump into the portal today or in the next window. Right now we have about 4 or 5 spots. We have to be very strategic about who we get and who we bringing in, because we need starters. We don't need guys that are gonna need to be developed. We need guys that are gonna be able to contribute this fall, man. This is where we at with our depth chart. Okay, where we at with it? Visiting this weekend. I spoke about Charles Lester. He swung by the campus on January 15th after visiting Florida State. I think Bama and Florida State's the leaders right there. This weekend, the 21st, we have Miles Graham coming on campus, a commit, top 100 guy. Ernest Graham's son, absolute killer. He's going to be on campus with a Darius Hayes, edge linebacker. 5-star potential type of dude out of Largo, Florida. This kid is I think he's a special talent. I think he's going to eventually climb the rankings and get a little bit higher than where he's at right now. I do want to start saying this in my recruitment too. Like, and I was talking to some of my guys over Stadium Miguel's side just by like when they, even like, because Nick work at On 3, asking those guys like how are they going to approach recruiting going forward, asking guys how much does NIL weigh into their recruitment early on before these guys start making predictions, because a lot of crystal balls and On 3 predictions and rivals have their own fans cast thing, but he's not a guy that's heavy as far as NIL. Of course, NIL is going to play a big part, but he's not a guy that's focused in most of his recruitment on that. I think we lead. He said we lead. He told On 3 the past couple of weeks that we lead in his recruitment.
UGA, my own field play, give me my NIL deals.
Right, which makes sense, man. I don't want to sound like sour grapes, so I ain't go in all my takes. But some of these kids gotta understand the real check is the NFL. Like, what are you banking on right now, and what are you like hedging your reputation on? And like all of this is business, and all of it is a big picture situation. Some people are just looking for the immediate check right now, and that's just not how this shit's gonna work. Not work. It could happen, but it's not gonna work that way. You feel me? Chauncey Bowens, running back out of the 561 Benjamin High School, big running back, committed to us this past fall. Like this kid a lot. He's gonna be a killer. We got some killers in Palm Beach this cycle. Very strong cycle for the career. We're gonna have to fight UGA off and Dale McGee and Kirby Smart the entire cycle. They offered him last month and been just, relentless with trying to get him to flip. I like where we stand in his recruitment. We'll see where we at with it. But he's on campus this past weekend. Another guy that Larry Young spoke about, Kalen Fox, tight end out of Loganville, Georgia. He's going to be on campus, as well as Caleb Odom, 2 tight ends, 4-star, another one out of Carrollton, Georgia. Travis Banks, a safety. I think he recently visited Florida State as well.
Yeah, last week.
Safety out of Alabama. He's going to be on campus Saturday. And also Malik Blockton, a defensive lineman out of Pike, Alabama. That's what we got on campus. That's where we at with it.
That's what's up.
One time for my man, Kyrie Elam had a great game this past weekend. Got the Dolphins up out of there. Had an interception, but also made the play to close out the game, man. Just doing what he got to do. It's gonna be a stud, man. I don't know how much who we value in the rankings, and I don't know if this is a composite. I see somebody in the comments put that Eugene Wilson is a 5-star. I know
I think it was On 3.
Just On 3. I don't know where he's at in the composite, which is what I like to go by, the 247 composite, which is like a a little bit of every industry, everybody's rankings. I don't know where he's at with that, but on 3 rankings also be a little outlandish, maybe a little everywhere. Sometimes I feel like they just hit scramble. Just to have something different than everybody else, it feels like sometimes, man. I think the standard when it comes to just flat out recruiting rankings is still 247s, basic rankings, but using that composite situation to composite all the services is what I like to use. I don't know if Eugene Wilson. Can we look that up if you can, Taylor, real quick? I don't know if he's a 5-star right now in the composite, but he did have a big jump in his ranking, which I thought he should have. Kebby Collins had a big bump. Jaheim Jackson had a big bump. There's a lot of drama and stuff around him jumping. Kermani McCray.
Big fall.
Yeah, big fall. I think he felt like 40 something. They're ridiculous. Their recruiting is ridiculous. Their rankings is ridiculous. I don't want to like hang anything, my hat on anything that they're doing right now as far as like rankings. But I thought it was interesting, and the people thought it was interesting because they was bickering about it. That's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Before we get out of here, man, we got to talk about this Eric Reed situation.
Get him, Ed. He's still a composite 4-star on 247.
Right on. I think he's gonna be an absolute killer, though. I don't want to keep
very high 4-star.
Hyping up my
video, man. I wish we could have showed the video. I might just play the audio of it.
Taylor, can you grab that video? Make a scene real quick. I don't know if you could. Play the audio. Yeah. Put the audio on your mic. We at least we ain't gotta see it. We could hear it.
Yeah,
Ed Reed is from our era. He's not from a social media era, so a lot of this shit ain't really Ed bag. To be honest with you, and all. I just think
that's why he snapped too.
Yeah. I don't think he realized what the hell he was doing a little bit. But go ahead, see.
All right.
One change around here. You saw the front of the building. Terrible. This the back of the building. They working on the front of the building. This the same people said we gonna help you build what you want. How I'm gonna believe you, man? How I'm gonna believe them? Didn't I tell you I don't trust nobody? I'm coming over giving them the same passion and they smiling and laughing in my face. This shit ain't funny. We gonna ride through the fence that they ain't fixed the fence. We about to ride through this fence. This ain't even football side. This ain't even a football side.
And that's
and y'all talking about
let me pause that right here. So
and my Uncle Prime. Y'all mad at Dion, mad at Prime. This shit is every HBCU. Bro, we riding through the fence. This is track, bro. This is track. This is what they practice on. It's a straightaway. This is intramural field. You can't practice on this. These kids got this to work with. Miss Mary, you see it with the cane? Coach Kane. That's what you call me.
Fast forward a little bit because 4 minutes getting to the meat of it a little bit.
Y'all see these buildings right here? This corner? Y'all see this right here? This here? This shit is abandoned right here. They're hoarding trash in this shit.
All right, let's
all this right here is trash.
Now this is the last little portion of the rant.
All the way right here is trash. You understand me?
This when we start seeing the social media people.
Man, munch your ass off here, man. What you talking about? I ain't munching nobody. I'm trying to fix shit. What you doing? I told you somebody ain't gonna like it, bro. I told you somebody wasn't gonna like it. Do something about it, man. Come help us clean this shit up. I could have been mutting and showing shit. I chose not to. But now I'm out here walking with the football team, picking up trash. But I'm mutting us. Man, get out of here, man. I should leave. I'm not even under contract doing this. I'm mutting us. Man,
that's
get out of here, man.
Boy, I gotta go, boy.
These motherfuckers ain't even clean my goddamn office when I got here. I'm
Come on, now.
Get your ass, man. Come on, man.
Come on, Ed.
Come on, man.
Man,
all this shit here,
trash
in front me.
Come on, man.
Who you think got this shit cleared out? That building right there got trash in it. It's fucking trash. What are you talking about? Need no goddamn donors to come out and help out because people just want money. That's why I don't fuck with social network. Fuck out of here, man.
In the rant, man. So long story short, then he also came out with an apology. I do want to read his apology after the fact because the shit was just crazy, man. He brought a lot of unwanted, negative attention, man. Unnecessary attention, man. Especially when you didn't holler at the proper people to voice your concerns and this, that, and the other, man. That's my issue with the whole situation is you didn't holler at nobody and say, oh, we need this, we need that. You come in here and just complain and blast on social media and then talking about this what Prime been talking about and all HBCU. Motherfucker, you been on campus for 2 damn days. You know all the HBCU problems and what we need and what we lack.
Right.
That's the shit that pissed me off. But here's his apology. In regards to my social media and comments about the university staff and other institutions, I would like to sincerely apologize to all BCU staff, students, alumni for my lack of professionalism. My language and tone were unacceptable as a father, coach, and leader. Repeat that again, as a father, coach, and leader. My passion for our culture, betterment, and bringing our foundation up got the best of me, and I fell victim while engaged with antagonists on social media as well. I am fully aware of the hardworking folks at the school who are fighting to make things better and more financially sound. I am encouraged from the communication with my AD and our administration and understand it's a work in progress. My passion is about getting it done and my passion is about getting and doing better, and that goes for me too. So, long story short, man, I just feel like just from being an alumni, HBCU alumni and alumni of Bethune-Cookman himself, I want to address some things he said. First of all, that fucking building he talking about, that's trash. That building been abandoned for 10 goddamn years, bro. Like literally 10 years. That was the old football facility, old football offices and shit before the new standalone facility got built. I was one of the last teams that actually was in that damn building. So it's like his office, for instance. It was more so just like touch up paint on the walls and stuff like that. But like you said, man, you ain't even been announced officially by the university yet, or got your official contract. But yeah, my issue with that is just as a leader of men, it was just unprofessional. Like you're a leader of men, you're a head coach, you got to understand that. And I think it's going to be a learning curve with him as well. This is new territory for him, but just being a leader of men, it's the way that you conduct yourself and the way you go about business, and that wasn't the way at all. Especially when you're working for a university and represent that university. But if you went to the proper people, I need this, I want that, and they said, nah, put your concerns on deaf ear, you understand you kind of going in a public manner and trying to get those situations done. But blasting HBCUs all together, man, because we already know how it goes, man. People you give an inch and they take that video like that and it's a mile, right? It's some shit that's ongoing. We hear all the time, and all HBCUs kind of get lumped into this negative stigma in regards to that. Now, don't get me wrong, all HBCUs got issues and need some shit that need to be done and worked about it. But again, it's the way to go about that to get that done. And also to give a shout out to my I don't do this too often, man. People might say I'm crazy. I want to give a shout out to FAMU specifically, man. A lot of FAMU alumni, they take this shit kind of personal. We kind of jab back and forth back at each other, but you can't really, an outside person can't pick on it, so to speak. And they pretty much been holding it down and defending Bethune-Cookman, the HBCUs in general in regards to the situation and saying, it's just certain ways of going about it. But Ed is my guy. Favorite safety of all time. It's just a way of going about it. That's my issue with that. Now, his concerns in general that he's speaking about is not too far off and it's not wrong. It's just because you're writing what you say don't mean you're writing your actions. So that's the main thing with that.
Thing, bro. Like, here's the thing. Like Ed Reed and Deion come from like Florida State and Miami, and like that shit. While they was talking about the cold, it's a different world, and that's what the one coach was saying. Like Deion not swag. That's what they talking about. You gotta. Like you got to understand how different it is, and also like you it's like locker room culture and talking about what happened in the locker room out somewhere. It's the same thing HBCU. I just think he aired out too much, even if it was true, and what you saying all of it wasn't true. It's just too much, man. He's got to lead better. It ain't social media right now. You the head coach of a university, man. If you're trying to get some change. I don't think exposing it and just being too transparent about that type of stuff is going to fix it.
Right. And look on the opposite end of, we in prime recruiting season right now, too. You put that shit out there, what?
Right.
gonna want to come fuck with you? Who gonna want to come play for you in that situation?
That's a
It's
fact.
counterproductive.
Yeah.
You know, Ed, my guy. I'm still riding. I'm holding on to my switched allegiance. So, you know, but I do agree. I agreed with what he said, but I agree how he went about it was, you know, just not the right way. And I respect the apology. Because I think the apology was more I handled that wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that feels sincere. I don't like when people say stuff and then they apologize for everything they said. And it's like, no, that's not what I don't need to hear that. I need to know that you understood that you just handled it wrong. So I salute him for that. And like CJ said, we'll let it go. Real quick, we got a super chat from Kay. She says she wants a little love for the FAMU, for the FAMU shout out.
Yeah, you definitely ain't sweating, Larry.
I'm learning, brother.
You switch your teams, bro.
FAMU, and she had a little rattlesnake.
Shout out to Kay.
Appreciate that love.
She was definitely one of the ones that was on the forefront for us, and it was like pulling teeth for me to give that shout out. But definitely shout out to FAMU though, for sure.
Yeah, well, I don't ride with them no more. Hell, Wildcat.
Big Wildcat. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
All day. All right, man. I think we brought it on home pretty well.
Yeah.
Ready to get up out of here, fellas? We got anything?
You already know.
Shout outs. I got one real quick if y'all want to gather a thought or two.
Real quick, I want to ask y'all. This is what I want to ask y'all. I know the people want to know. Which is a big transfer guy. Jaheim Singletary. Transfer.
Yeah. Real quick, some tidbits on him. Go ahead, bro. Like, you had something else?
Oh no! I don't know how aggressive we are at them. I think our staff see him as a safety. I know he wants to play corner. I think we're fine at corner. When we brought in some recruiting, so I think we got guys that can play early. Wouldn't mind having him. I think he's very capable, but I don't know where we at. And I know he wants to be back home in Florida a little bit.
Yeah, that's the vibes I'm getting. And it was some communication between him and FSU. How strong that communication is on FSU's side, I'm not exactly sure. But hearing from the people on his side, he's pretty interested. So if FSU pursue and push a little bit, I think something could come up. But like you said, I'm not really sure where they at as far as the defensive back room. I think they're kind of okay or content with corners. The focus is a safety too, because we lost like 3 safeties due to graduation, transfer, whatever it may be. So that room needs a little bit more help. So we'll see how it plays out. And I know there's some weight concerns too that with Singletary. So we'll see.
He's real light
as well. Yeah, but no, I think there's some conversations, but how it goes, I'm not exactly sure. We'll see.
Miami, you guys prioritize them?
I was gonna say I haven't heard that he's been prioritized yet either. I'm sure we would welcome the talent. We like I said, we got a lot of cornerback offers out there. So I wouldn't be surprised if there has been some contact. I haven't heard anything heavy yet though.
I thought Miami visited him out there leaving Lakeland or something. Somebody stopped by to see Jaheim. I may have read something wrong, but I thought that Miami stopped by to see him.
Holler out. Then you might be picking up a tidbit I missed. Then I won't.
I may have read that somewhere. Somebody sent me in one of the group chats a screenshot or something of that nature, bro. I can't remember.
Yeah, brother. That's exactly. Trust me. They hit me while I'm taping. And then you forget certain stuff. So that's possible. I definitely think they should at least kick the tires. So we'll see how that situation pans out. Jaheim was a 5-star, wasn't
he? Yes, sir. Yeah. I think he could hoop. It's just like the weight concerns. He's like 165, something like my size.
Yeah,
you got to put that work in, boy. Especially playing DB at that level, man.
You get them strong fellas on the opposite side.
We seen Trav get married him a little bit in the swag, and this ain't the swag.
This ain't the swag at all.
Yeah, listen, him and Kermani team up out there. They want to, man. The boys just gonna push him down over the line and keep running.
You better get on that weight room.
They gotta get on some protein powders. But
like Deion say, we coming. Them boys coming.
Yo,
that's the craziest.
It's been a wild show. This is one last tidbit before I get out of here. I know I spoke to you guys in the group chat, and I spoke about a little bit on Stadium Miguel. Before all this hit the fan, there was some rumors and things about DJ Latway reclassifying to 24. I hope to God that's a thing for sure. We'll see what's up, but that will save the day in a lot of different ways. But as of right now, we got to add a quarterback to that room for this class. Billy in a corner in a pickle.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
All right, well, gotta get up out of here, but I do want to shout out Flo Rida. Flo Rida is rich as hell, and he just won $82 million from Celsius drinks. I love to see people get the bag, man. How the hell Celsius owe him $82 million? I'm not sure. He's unpaid for an endorsement deal that he signed in 2014 and 2016. He re-upped, and apparently they didn't give Flo his money. He took them people to court, and the jury came back, said, give him $82 million, man. I love to see it, man.
Make him stand on business. You gotta make people stand on business.
And he's rich. Now y'all just threw him $82 million more. I love to see it. Go fix it.
Yeah, I think the reason he went, come on, let's Flo Rida. We could definitely use it.
Show some love.
And I think the reason he took him to court because originally they were trying to give him like 30,000. He was like, no. Like
30,000.
You can't get Flo Rida, man. Flo Rida.
I gotta read more. Yeah, for real. I gotta read more up on that, but I think that's the reason why. And yeah, shout out to my shout out is just to. I don't know, man. One more tip on that area shit, man. Also, our campus was real. Our campus was real fucked up too, man. With that hurricane too. They're still trying to recover from that hurricane that happened earlier during the season.
And embarrass y'all in front of the company, man. It's crazy.
Bro, like, God damn, man. Shit.
Like, bro, Bill Cosby.
Bro, you ain't talk nobody, bro. We just had a hurricane. Yeah, like,
come on, man.
But yeah, I'm sorry. The university's still trying to recover from that as well, man. Because hell, I think I spoke on it during the season. We had to practice at JSU for the majority of the season. We really weren't at home. Like we were home away from home, practicing at JSU, Tennessee State, Vanderbilt was at their facility as well. So it was a lot of dishevelment. Yeah, it was crazy, man. There was a lot of dishevelment this past football season as well. I'm just trying to play damn football. But yeah, for the majority of the season, them boys didn't have a practice field, locker room, that type of deal at home. It was mostly living on the road and living out of damn hotels and charter buses.
We'll give y'all a reason to pull out them picket signs, class of week.
Start a GoFundMe.
One thing about it though, once Ed get them players in, we on y'all ass, Willie. And FAMU pause. We on it. The real Willie.
The real Willie. Hey, we out of here, man. It's the roll up, it's the vibes. Like, subscribe to the channel. Show us love, retweet, tell a friend to tell a friend. We out of here. Tell a gang.